Maybe now it'll work. There we go. I was wondering what the issue was. That was so unprofessional of me. You'd think I'd know better, right? It seems to be fine now. Perfect. Right, cool. I've got all my streams working fine. To be fair, I've given up somewhat streaming on TikTok vertically. Purely because it's such a pain in the ass to set up, especially when they make you use their studio thing. I know Stream, what's it called? Stream Elements, I think it was. They made a thing for multi-streaming. It's in beta at the moment. I need to check that out at some point. I can't. Yeah, that seems fine. Is it ground control? Is that what they called it? Who knows? I'll need to look into it at some point. I've somewhat stopped using Stream Elements as much. I used to use their version of OBS, but it kept crashing on me and making my stream like close down for some reason. So I just switched to using the basic OBS, which uses a lot less resources, so I shouldn't be too fussed about that. A number of topics I want to talk about. Let's have a look. Let me have a quick look at what I've got queued up. I have got an update on that whole Cybertruck explosion that happened outside Trump Tower as well. There were two sort of like attacks. One was in New Orleans, one was in Las Vegas. People think they might be linked, but I think it's just a coincidence that both people decided to do an attack on New Year's Day because both were military veterans. And I think they're both from the same like military group as well, but I don't know. I think it is just a coincidence. Like it could be a planned attack. It could have been like coordinated. But just because they both use a truck that they rented out, I don't know. I don't think it is related. I just think that America has a mental health crisis that needs to be addressed at some point, especially among its veterans. I think I might have something I might want to use. Okay, do you know what? That's been sorted. You know what? Let me try something. I'm sorting out some stuff. Trying to set up a new sort of. Hang on. Let me see if this works. Let me add in a browser sort. Let me add this in. Let me make this here. Would this work? How well would this work? So essentially looking to set up a new Be Right Back screen where it'll show my old clips in like a random sort of thing. The one I used to use is one that they made you pay for, essentially, unless if you don't pay for it, the free version only plays the same like 3 clips over and over again. I want to see if this version is better or not. I think it might be, actually. She is, and she's hilarious, so Julie. It looks like it is. Legitimately speaking, if she became a good person and University liked from now on... I know they recently set up first call clips as well. I wonder if they'll do the same for that. Who knows? I'll have to look into this later. I think it literally would be career ending for me. Get rid of this for now. I'll have to look into this properly. But I think it might work for a better BRB screen. I'll set it up for the next stream. I know what I'll look into then. I've got some homework to do after stream. Let me also load up Epic Games. I know Alan Wake uses that instead. I've been playing a ton of Marvel Rivals, although I've still not gotten out of Bronze yet. I've managed to play a few ranked games. I did get to Silver 3 a while back, but I dropped back down to Bronze 2, I think, at the moment. I've been trying out some new characters. I've actually been trying out Namor. And I've been doing surprisingly well with him. He's actually quite good, although it's going to take some more practice for me. I've been playing a ton of Marvel Rivals. I'm honestly enjoying it more than I expected. I asked Harpy to get it as well, and she's been playing it more than me, and she's someone who's never played any of these games before. Like, she's never played like a live service hero shooter. I mean, she sucks at it. Don't get me wrong. But she's having a good time. She literally mostly plays with bots. I don't think she's ever played ranked. I don't think she ever will play ranked, actually. Like, casual play is toxic enough, I think. Let me just make sure I've got a few things. I'll move on to a few things in a second. I just want to make sure I've got everything set up and ready to go. Okay, I think more or less set up. Let's have a look if there's any more news stories I want to talk about. I think I've got more than enough. Let me close a few more of these tabs down. I was looking at the whole clip player thing, and I noticed there is a website that does it, but there's also some kind of tool. I think there might be other ways to do it. I think there's a customizable one, actually, I need to look into. Okay, I'll need to look into this later. I've got homework to do. Let me now talk about the things I actually wanted to talk about. Start with the video stuff, I think. Let's play. Watch this. This is a video by Femi, who I've shown before on the channel. He's done a video just now, only just come up. It says here, Tories caught singing about being racist. Probably not going to be the last time they've been caught being racist. I mean, it's one of the things they're known most for. He does a series of YouTube videos called F Politics, which I really do enjoy watching. He does some pretty good content. I like to support him. He's actually local to me as well. I've even messaged him saying, hey dude, you've been past my area a few times in your videos. Great guy, honestly. I'm going to start by playing this video and see what he has to say about the totally not racist Tory party.
Newspaper, we now have footage of Boris Johnson, Nigel Farage, and a bunch of other politicians like that laughing and enjoying themselves to a song that I believe is called We're All Racist Now. And it gives us an awesome...
Now, I mean, they've been racist for a long time. All those people we mentioned have said many openly racist things.
Worse than Winston Churchill, worse than Enoch Powell, Ku Klux Klan and Jimmy Fallon, we're all racist now. Oh, the countryside is racist, dogs and cats are racist, eating...
Okay, conservative people are fucking weird if they count this as entertainment.
You know what's also racist? You.
Again, to quote the...
Hang on, I want to play that again. Like, this is what they... I mean, just hire a stand-up comedian. There are plenty on Netflix who love to complain about being cancelled. I mean, to be fair, that's probably not much better. They won't tell any real decent jokes. I want to see that again, because that looks cringe. Is this what rich people do?
Ku Klux Klan and Jimmy Fallon, we're all racist now. Oh, the countryside is racist, dogs and cats are racist, eating meat is racist. Black lives matters, even racist, but you know what's also racist?
Considering that pretty much almost every single person in that room is white as well, probably doesn't help.
The trick the devil ever pulled was to convince the world he didn't exist, and the same goes for modern day racism, because if you want to make sure that nothing is ever done to actually get rid of racism, then your best strategy is to convince people that racism is not a real problem that needs to be solved. And a good way to do that is to paint anybody who
That song wasn't even good either.
being hysterical, overly sensitive, snowflakey, race baity, all these kinds of things. And so that song lists a bunch of things that people have linked to racism in the past as a way of saying, look, they're calling everything racist these days, so let's just ignore all the people that call out racism. In a society where racism is actually a problem on an institutional, systemic basis, then it's going to affect every area of our lives. And not just in the ways that are obvious, like how police stop and search black people many times more than white people, or how having a black name on your CV means you have to send 80% more applications to get a call back when you're applying for work. It'll affect the little things as well, which will lead to headlines like, oh, they're calling tracksuits racist now. And I've had to deal with that in debates.
Help us understand this.
The article takes a weird angle. It basically says that people are being told that if they swear freely or wear jogging bottoms, they
I wear jogging bottoms all the time. Does that make me a racist now?
are expressing white privilege.
They're just comfortable.
It's the fundamental understanding.
If you can give me white privilege, I fucking love that shit. If an item of clothing can give me privilege as well, like white people can, like, holy shit, I'll be wearing the shit out of that.
Understanding as to what privilege is. So, for example, I have male privilege. That means, for example, I can walk down a dark alley at night without that much fear. It's not an accusation to have privilege. It's simply a recognition of the inequalities in society.
And so black people are going to be a lot more hesitant to wear hoodies, jogging bottoms, clothes that are associated...
No, he's got a point, actually. He does, because, like, if you see a white dude wearing jogging bottoms just going for a walk, just sprinting down the street, you think this man's just fucking training for a marathon or something. It's what white people do, right? see a black person do it, you think they must be like running to mug someone or running away from the police officer or something, which is a stereotype that racist people tend to have for people of color, and he's definitely got a point there. Like clothes like jogging bottoms, like something as innocuous as that. See it on a white person, not a problem at all. They're probably some like going for a walk around the block or something. Who knows? I mean, I wear jogging bottoms to go to the fucking corner shop to buy ice cream. But there is a difference when one person wears one type of clothing and then the same item of clothing is worn by a different person. And it's just a very negative stereotype that people perpetuate, despite the fact that like the people perpetuating it also were the same thing, but for some reason it's okay when they do it. I mean, he has got a good point there.
That hold black people back because they know they won't be able to get away with it. But by pointing at the smallest, most seemingly inconsequential things that racism can affect, it makes it look like the people who complain about racism are just blowing everything out of proportion. And that's the joke that the people in that room are laughing at. The Tories are saying that because people are calling everything racist these days, we won't take any notice anymore when you call us racist. We're all racist.
Pretty much, yeah, that's what they were saying.
Further into how they view party politics in general, because they actually list all the bad things the Tories themselves have done. And we should include Nigel Farage in that because he's sitting in there laughing along with them, and the Tories have been basically dancing to Nigel Farage's tune for the last 10 years.
I mean, yeah, is no one gonna question why the fuck he was there? Like, dude, you're not in, you've got your own party. Why aren't you at some like fucking racist reform clan meeting? But no, apparently the clan is having a meeting with the Tories, I guess.
That 2019 mandate, how they blew its risible, betrayed their supporters, betrayed the country.
Oh, there he is. You can see the top of his head.
All that being said,
That unstable receding hairline.
maybe the Labour Party's even worse. Possibly worse.
They're straight up admitting how badly they fucked up the country, but they're overtly celebrating that because of the two-party system, if Labour doesn't win back the trust of voters, the ball will just get thrown back to them. They're celebrating, we fucked up the country, the only other option won't save the country, so we'll get to run the country again. And again, I can't stress this enough, Nigel Farage is in that room too. Somebody who is the owner of the Reform Party, formerly the Brexit Party, the man responsible for Brexit, a man who has admitted that his Brexit is making this country poorer. So for him to be laughing...
It's wild to think about Brexit nowadays, because it happened 9 years ago now. We're in 2025. We had that vote in 2016. And it's been 9 years. I don't think there's a single fucking good thing that's happened because of it. We've lost free movement in the EU. We've lost a lot of trade deals. I don't think there's a single thing we've gained from Brexit, is there? Despite what certain buses might have told us. But can anyone actually think of a good thing that came out of Brexit in the end? Because I certainly fucking can't.
Along with the joke that the right has screwed up the country, Labour's not doing much better, so it's going to go back to the right, he is part of this. This right-wing establishment that does not give a shit if they ruin the lives of millions of people as long as they get to be in charge.
I can't imagine they hired this kind of entertainment. Like, who the fuck even thinks, oh, we're going to host a dinner party for all these, like, you know, members of our political party. Who shall we hire for entertainment? Some dude that's going to sing about everyone being racist and have people clap along? I mean, what year are these people from? The fucking 1920s? You're telling me they couldn't get fucking... Oh, there's so many right-wing comedians out there, but I don't want to actually say their names. I don't like any of them. I've been busy making fun of them. Legit, any stand-up comedian, any band... To be fair, no, I don't think they can, because when it comes to like arts and creative stuff, pretty much the left have a monopoly on that, because all right-wing artists are just fucking terrible. I mean, this guy is a clear example of it. Like, when you look at bands that are like right-wing, they always tend to be the worst fucking musicians out there. I think the only right-wing artists these guys will probably get their hands on. No, even then, I was going to say J.K. Rowling, but even then, I don't think she supports the Tory party either. They align when it comes to things like transphobia, but when it comes to like actual political stuff, they don't agree. So I don't think they can get J.K. Rowling either. Unless they, I don't know, make a trans pinata for her to beat up or something. I think that's the only way they can get her to go to any of their like clan meetups.
A moderate individual, a Gladstonian liberal. You once laughed at Donald Trump, you're probably
How old is this guy as well? I legitimately think that like every single person in that fucking room has never heard of any form of modern entertainment. I think they all have cassette players and like maybe even still own laserdiscs, or maybe that would be too recent for them.
fascist too.
And here's the thing, as much as I enjoy watching a room full of mainly rich white men laughing about how little they care about the problems of racism, that's kind of the
There's like one black dude in the entire crowd, and I kind of he must be really fucking cool for being the only person of color in that room.
Racist. I'm not saying that they have some burning hatred in their hearts against black and brown people. That's not what it's about for them. They are simply using racism as a tool to win votes. Like when Nigel Farage stood in front of that Breaking Point poster, the people in that poster were from the Middle East. They weren't part of the EU's free movement system. They had no rights to enter the UK under EU rules because the UK wasn't part of the EU's common asylum policy. And so even though Nigel Farage knew that the people in that photograph had nothing to do with our membership of the EU, he knew the people he was trying to convince would be a lot more scared of a whole bunch of brown people migrating than white people. Again, racism is just a tool that these
Alright, before we move on to my next video, actually, I'm gonna drop a quick BRB because I need to go get my snacks. I forgot to bring them with me, so I'll be back in just a minute. Be right back.
I'm recalling the attack team. Return to your positions. Increase security.
Be careful, he's still in this area.
Understood. Reinforcements are on their way. Intensify security measures. You haven't made your scheduled report. Carry out an investigation immediately.
It was nothing. All clear. The situation is normal. All clear.
All personnel.
Alright, I returned. I'm ready to move on to whatever my next point was. Oh,
We've got a
Cybertruck.
attack in New Orleans, a bombing in Las Vegas, a shooting in New York, and just a bunch of horrible shit. But let's
This
start
is the
with
most
day.
recent
First,
news update I found of it.
The city's historic French Quarter. They were teeming with people Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, not only to celebrate the new year, but also to attend a college football playoff game at the nearby Superdome. But then at around 3:15 in the morning, a Ford pickup truck veered around a police barricade on Bourbon Street and drove straight for the pedestrians. And this is the barrier system meant to prevent vehicle attacks like this was reportedly being repaired in preparation for the Super Bowl in February. And so the truck plowed through a crowd of people, with the driver, reportedly a 42-year-old man, exiting the vehicle and shooting at the cops, with him reportedly killing 14 people and wounding around 30 others in total before he himself was shot dead by cops at the scene. And this is, you have local police saying the 2 officers were injured but are stable. Now, with that said, we are still learning the identities of all the victims, but some have already come out, and I think it's important to put a human face on these numbers. And so what we're seeing is that among the dead, you have people like 27-year-old Nicole Perez, a mother who reportedly brought her 4-year-old son to the deli that she managed when she was off from school.
Welcome on in, Sanix. How are you doing?
In the storage room, as well as 28-year-old Martin Tiger Besh, a former Princeton football player whose mother reportedly told
If the amount of time you've been following me, if your Twitch account's following age of me was a person and was also Palestinian, the IDF would have shot them without hesitation. That's the number you've gotten right now. Congratulations on being someone the IDF would deem a threat.
We are still learning about who he was and how he did this, but information is pouring in.
So number if it becomes a 2-digit number, like a 10 or above, they'll start calling you a Hamas general.
Here to be an improvised explosive device.
I think that's the only difference, right? When it comes to when they report how many people they killed. The only difference between a civilian casualty and a Hamas leader is whether or not the age is a 2-digit number.
Citing surveillance footage that it said showed 3 men and a woman placing one of the devices, which may suggest that the suspect didn't work alone. And in fact, the FBI assistant special agent in charge initially told reporters that the agency did not believe that the attacker was solely responsible. Though a massive thing is that later the FBI announced that it actually does believe that the attacker worked alone, reversing its earlier position. Now, with all this, right, what we do know is mostly what we've heard about the driver himself from law enforcement and from President Biden at a news conference yesterday.
The FBI has reported to me the killer was an American citizen, born in Texas. He served in the United States Army on active duty for many years.
Both of the
He also served in the Army Reserve until a few
terrorists were military veterans.
also reported to me that mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS, expressing a desire to kill.
ISIS are so fucking old. Like, they are like not even last decade. They are like old news, man. Who's inspired by ISIS in this day and age? I mean, has there even been an ISIS attack in the last 5 years? I don't think there has been. I think the most recent, in memory, the most recent ISIS attack I can think of is one in Manchester, which was like, I think it was way back in 2016. Which I think was the same type of truck attack, actually. 2017, yeah. Like, there hasn't been an ISIS attack, a major ISIS attack, since 2017. That's fucking 8 years ago, man. How is anyone inspired by that? There have been better, more successful terrorists since then. I can't think anyone will look back at an ISIS attack and I can do this but better. I think they're kind of stretching when it comes to that sort of thing. Also, hello Kona, how are you doing?
Kill.
With Biden there then adding that the man reportedly had an Islamic State flag flying on the truck's trailer hitch. Also, as far as his military background, it's been reported that he joined back in 2007, worked in human resources and information technology, and deployed to Afghanistan from 2009 to 2010. With him then
I think the military is a real fucking problem, right? If they send people to fight in Afghanistan and then the people they sent over there end up joining the other team and coming back and attacking their country. Like, how shitty must it be to be an American soldier if you see the other side and think they've got a point, and then come back and attack you and friendly fire on your own country?
Sloppy.
Gotta wonder, right? Especially when it wasn't like a one and done thing. Like, there were 2 attacks on the same day, both were military veterans.
reportedly leaving.
I mean, to be fair, I guess I can understand. I want to attack the UK all the time, especially when there's any minor inconvenience, like the weather being terrible. I attack the UK verbally. Okay, I wouldn't physically attack or hurt anyone, but I would talk a lot of mad shit when it comes to the UK.
This guy!
I don't know, is that enough to label me an extremist? I think it might be. If I'm not on a watch list already, I probably should be by now. A YouTube watch list with you guys watching all of my videos, that's what I mean, of course.
The Army Reserve in 2020, having reached the rank of staff sergeant. Right, and as far as those details,
would you milkshake them, Kona?
Citizen and an Army veteran, those are important details because you have many out there that have speculated that he was an illegal immigrant. With the bulk of that claim appearing to stem from a false Fox News report that the man crossed over from Mexico into Texas 2 days before the attack, which then appeared to get picked up by
like milkshake them, but like the milkshake in the container is made of concrete, like a concrete milkshake. Like if you go to Five Guys and say, "Hey, can I get a Five Guys milkshake?" but instead of like salted caramel or whatever, can you give me concrete flavor? And then they pour in like cement mix, and then they give you the milkshake, and then you throw it at someone. I think that's a missed fucking marketing opportunity right there, right? Cement flavored milkshake. Because we all know how aerodynamic the Five Guys milkshakes are. They are very, very good. I mean, they hit their mark every single time. They never miss. And the only thing missing is, like, you know, a range of flavors. I mean, salted caramel, peanut butter, those are good flavors, but maybe cement and concrete should be added to the menu.
Social. When I said that the criminals coming in are far worse than the criminals we have in our country, that statement was constantly refuted by Democrats and the fake news media, but it turned out to be true. With this as Vice President-elect J.D.
Okay, I need to pause this for a second. Purely because Trump's makeup is so fucking terrible. Like, the dude doesn't know how to blend or contour. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. I think he needs to fire whoever's been doing his makeup for public appearances if it looks that bad. Like, I'm someone who has a pretty good skincare routine, and, like, I do take care of my skin and stuff. And I'm not against using, like, you know, face creams and whatnot. But I have no idea what kind of product he's using to get that kind of color and have it be so uneven. I don't think it's a lighting issue either. I just think orange is just not a good look. You reckon it's just Campbell's, like, tomato soup? Is that it's just a can of Campbell's tomato soup that he's poured directly onto his face? I think it's Cheeto dust. It looks like Cheeto dust to me. I think that's the shade he is, unless... Could be curry powder, that's also another one. Maybe it is just curry powder, but then that would make him, like, sneeze a lot, I think. And I don't think he's, you know, open enough to ethnic diversity to try curry powder. Who knows? I don't think I want to know, actually.
Screenshotted that post and shared it on X. With this then just continuing to spread thanks to many, including Marjorie Taylor Greene. Then, soon afterward, other outlets reported that there's no evidence tying the driver who crossed the border to the attack or the attacker, which then led to Fox News correcting its earlier reporting.
Our sources now tell Fox that that truck from Eagle Pass, Texas, did not cross 2 days ago. It crossed on November 16th, and the identification of the driver that crossed the border does not appear to be the shooter.
Right in this, as others have noted that Trump, nor Vance, nor Green have taken down their respective posts about the attacker being an immigrant so far. Now, with that said, as far as why the truck would have had two seemingly unrelated drivers, it may have something to do with Turo. Because for those who don't know, Turo is an app that's kind of like Airbnb, except you rent vehicles from private owners. And reportedly, that's how the attacker obtained the truck used in New Orleans, with law enforcement and Turo itself revealing that the app was used not only for that attack, but also the one in Las Vegas later on Wednesday. Right, and with that one, you had a Tesla Cybertruck pulling up outside the lobby entrance of the Trump International Hotel and reportedly idling for 15 seconds before exploding. With it first being reported that the blast killed the driver inside, though police today saying it now appears like he might have taken his own life just before the blast. But regardless there, 7 other people were wounded, though their injuries are reportedly minor. Which on that note, Elon Musk was quick to credit Tesla for. Writing on X, the evil knuckleheads picked the wrong vehicle for a terrorist attack. Cybertruck actually contained the explosion and directed the blast upwards. With this also saying the Clark County, Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Sheriff confirming that there were gasoline canisters and large firework mortars in the truck's bed. We also saw them adding here that they had found no link to ISIS or any other terrorist
I
organization.
don't think that man has ever wiped his face. If he did, he'd probably wipe off most of that shitty fake tan, right?
This is an isolated incident. Though at the same time, if you look around at reports, you have some outlets suggesting that the attacks in New Orleans and Las Vegas, they actually have some weird connections, or at least
There are connections. I say connections. There are similarities between the two attacks. I personally don't think they're connected. Like, yeah, there's some coincidences, but I think it is just a case of coincidences. I mean, New Year's Day is a very popular day to choose to, if you want to attack someone. Like, if you were a terrorist and you want to attack a public space where a lot of people are going to be present, right? New Year's Day is one of the best days to do it because you know everyone's going to be out. And I think also it's just a sign that the US military has a really big fucking problem when it comes to mental health services for the veterans, because they've had 2 whole veterans on the same day get radicalized enough to hate their country enough to want to attack it, right? I don't think these guys were like radicalized or coordinating with each other to attack on the same day. I think it's just a coincidence both these guys were pushed to a breaking point and decided to do it just on the same day because it was an opportune moment.
Coincidences, right? And that not only because they both used Turo, but also because you have multiple outlets reporting that the Vegas driver was an active duty Army service member. And reportedly both of them spent time at Fort Bragg, now Fort Liberty in North Carolina, though an official...
They were both at the same base, basically.
Yes, that there was no evidence so far of any overlap.
But they never actually met because they were there at different times.
Wait to see what more information comes out, and I will stress, this is still a developing situation. Right? There are ongoing investigations, there's a lot of speculation, there's a lot of stuff happening. And as information is still coming in, and with the little that we actually know, we've also seen some of the right criticizing the media for supposedly emphasizing certain details over others. Right? Things like highlighting that the Vegas attack was done with a Cybertruck in their headlines, but leaving out that the New Orleans one was done in a Ford. With us even seeing Elon Musk...
I mean, Ford is an American car. I have no issues with slandering Ford as well. I know they did the Cybertruck one purely because the word Cybertruck and explosion go together like peanut butter and jelly. Because they explode all the fucking time. At this point, it's expected. And apparently Elon is going to try and sue news outlets for reporting Cybertruck explosion and putting Cybertruck in the headline when they didn't do the same for Ford.
Musk replying to a suggestion that he sue media outlets for sabotaging Tesla's brand by writing, maybe it is time to do so. Though there, we've also seen some put...
Boogie, hello, how are you doing?
One user replying, was it a Tesla Cybertruck? Yes. Was there an explosion that initiated inside the Tesla Cybertruck? Yes. Does the story falsely state that some defect in the vehicle was the cause? No, it does not. There's no lawsuit there, dude, come on. But then others also argue...
I mean, I don't think he's got a leg to stand on, but he's got enough money to afford lawyers and properly waste enough time in court. I mean, how many frivolous lawsuits has Elon Musk claimed to have started by now? Because he's got quite a few right now, I think. Like, I don't think he went through with the whole suing Disney for advertising on Twitter and whatnot, and all the other times he said he's going to take people to court. The book is given the right answer.
The explosion occurred at
It's the only acceptable answer here.
Allies, the fact that it was a Cybertruck is relevant, though that by no means is the only criticism that we've seen in the wake of yesterday. Right, many Republicans have also accused Democrats and the media of refusing to call these attacks terrorism, though there, the New Orleans attack is widely being labeled as terror by right and left alike, and the Vegas attack is under...
My heat trough is way too warm in here right now.
The FBI special agent in charge even telling reporters on Wednesday,
I know everybody's interested in that word and trying to see if we can say, hey, this is a terrorist attack. That is our goal, and that's what we're trying to do.
And also with that, you have a lot of people comparing Biden and Trump's responses. Because Biden put out this kind of relatively measured response, urging people not to jump to conclusions until the facts are out, but then Trump jumped on social media to skewer his political opponents, writing, among other things, the DOJ, FBI, and Democrat state and local prosecutors have done their job, and adding they are incompetent and corrupt, having spent all of their waking hours unlawfully attacking their political opponent, me, rather than focusing on protecting Americans from the outside and inside violent scum that has infiltrated all aspects of our government and our nation itself. But then with all that said, lastly here, we got to talk about the third violent attack on New Year's.
He says that as if he's forgot about who his cabinet picks were and what's happened with him.
Notably, for a split second, it looked like there was another possible terror-related attack in Queens after 10 people got shot. Though there, police then quickly came out and made it clear that they do not think that this was a terror attack, instead calling it another senseless shooting by 3 to 4 gunmen. With a silver lining,
I didn't know about this one.
NYPD has stated that all 10 are expected to recover with non-life-threatening injuries. And as far as the details, you had investigators saying that the
being shot sucks, so I'm glad no one died from that.
At a club. And this is ABC 7.
Okay, I didn't know about this third attack.
People there were celebrating the birthday and life of a local teen who was murdered in 2024. With the gunmen here who police say are in their late teens to early 20s then walking up to the club and firing at least 30 shots on a group waiting outside. And so far, no arrests have been made, though police are looking into a sedan with out-of-state license plates that was used as the getaway vehicle.
I went to a gun show.
And there's a third one. Okay, this is a comedian I found quite recently. He's quite good. Again, all the best comedians are left-wing comedians. I'll let this clip play because it's a fucking good. He's got a good act.
I was in Florida. I figured I'd learn about their culture. I went, and I'm sorry to all my liberal friends in the room.
If you want to know his name, if I scroll down a bit, it's Gianmarco Soresi.
This woman, she handed me a free pocket constitution, and I was surprised she could read. And she pulled me to the side like she was telling me a secret, and she was like, Did you know they don't even teach kids about the Second Amendment in schools anymore? And I was like, don't you think they're getting enough hands-on experience?
They have practical lessons now, I think.
That's not what I said. Because I was scared to be there. I was scared some crazy motherfucker was going to show up to the gun show just shooting up the place. But then I was like, wait a second, no one would be stupid enough to even try that because everyone here has a gun.
Plus, they don't aim guns at their own people, right?
Everyone had to get the fuck out of Florida right now. What did I just say? I was a Bernie Sanders fan. And my dad, you say womp womp? Oh, you fucked with a Bernie, bro. Get ready, motherfucker. I'm gonna destroy you on Twitter tonight. Mark my words. Who are you a fan of? You look like you're just a fan of Axis, if I'm being honest with you. Axis and fire hoses and a fire truck. What do you do for work?
Work for a nonprofit.
What? Okay. Give me some fucking details. What am I supposed to do with that shit? What is the nonprofit?
So I'm the Indiana State Representative for the National Rifle
The NRA. You know he really didn't want to say that. Well, he called it a non-profit at first. Makes it sound more marketable, right?
I'm gonna perform the rest of my show kind of lower down here between these two people. Listen. I will be honest with you because I don't want to lie about it. I don't actually know like anything about guns. I could not tell you the difference. I couldn't tell you the difference between an AR-15 or an M16 or an AK-47 because that's your LGBTQIA2+. Good for you.
I don't know all the genders of guns either, but I'm learning. I try to be respectful. I know there's like a spectrum between assault rifles, right? And submachine guns.
What is it gonna be? Like, I work for ExxonMobil, motherfucker. It's worse? What do you do for work?
I'm an Indiana state legislator.
Okay. I don't know enough about politics to give a shit about that. I mean, I don't know if Indianapolis is changing the national conversation at all. Just to be clear, I am, to get all my views on the table, I'm a trans ally, of course. Not applause from everybody, I'll tell you that right now. There's a guy, he's kind of a friend of mine, he just moved to New York City from Oklahoma. He's in an acting class with me that I take sometimes. And he's one of these guys, he complains, he's like, oh, trans people want too much. Trans people are too sensitive. Trans people want too much. And it's frustrating, because he's in this acting class. And I'm pretty sure the only trans person he really knows is this one trans woman in our acting class. And she's a bitch. And I'm trying to explain...
To be fair, first time, right, I ever encountered someone who identified as a feminist was when I was like 15, 16 years old. And she was a bitch. So when I was like a really young teen, like mid-teens, I used to think, oh, all feminists are like crazy, weird people like this. But no, she was just a misandrist. And when I grew up and I became an adult, like in my 18 and like early 20s, I realized, oh no, that one person is an anomaly. Feminists are actually, you know, something I actually very wholeheartedly agree with. But like, I can get where this guy's coming from. Because for like about a year or two, I thought, oh man, all feminists must be terrible if they're all like this. Because one person would be an absolute fucking bitch. And then immediately follow it up with, I'm a feminist. And me being a teenager thought, okay, this must be what feminism is. Because it's my first time encountering it, right? But no. Thankfully, I'm not a narrow-minded fucking bigot who can't change his opinion. I like to learn and adapt and become a better person. And I learned that, you know, this one person was just a terrible person. And maybe I should not be set in my ways. And I should be open to change. Now, I hope more people can be more like that.
If you're not anti-trans rights, you're anti-Daphne's rights. And that is a cause the whole country could get behind. Because whether you're cis or straight, cis or trans, gay or straight, Republican, Democrat, Daphne's a cunt. We're all going blue after this, I feel like I've swayed the whole room. We're gonna... Oh my God. No, I don't think it's comedy's job to convince people of anything. I think it's just our job to show you that you're full of shit. That's all I can do. I can just point to where the shit is, and it's up to you to take care of it if you want.
What I do, I usually just point to Elon Musk, and usually he's full of it all the time, constantly, no matter what. Any time of the day, he's probably full of shit.
It doesn't make any sense. I have Indianapolis's whole government here at this table. You know, don't worry about it.
There's gonna be an ad in just a minute. I'm gonna switch to my Be Right Back screen, but it's gonna be a new screen I've tried setting up. I want to see how it works. If it works alright, I'll probably play with it a bit more and see if I can get it to be a little different. But I'll see how well it works. This is me testing out a new screen.
It is the worst small I've ever seen in my... What is going on, governor or senator or whatever the fuck you are? What is going on with the mall? Where is the fruit? I just want a smoothie. Why does the Starbucks close at 3 p.m.? That's insane.
Well, you can blame Israel for that one.
Coffee after 3 p.m. This is a very tiring job. You guys are good sports. What's your name?
Josh.
Okay. I can be a good sport, Josh.
All right. I'm gonna let the ad play. I'll be back in just a minute. Be right back. Apparently everyone's doing really bad today.
Mistakes. Don't mind if I do. Too easy. With every breath, a purpose. A steady hand is needed. The correct outcome.
Pretty sure I can just pick him up, can't I? I don't even need to be sneaking. No, he's back up. I shouldn't have talked to him. Everyone.
Let my name be known.
I jumped down. Get him with damage. I hope so. Why does his stasis last longer than mine? That seems unfair.
You're not the talkative type. And I haven't fully explored the cause of death.
Like, when I cast stasis on the enemies, they last, like, what, 10 seconds? He's got me, like, stood still for a whole fucking villain monologue.
Dismemberment.
What the fuck? This seems so unfair.
You're on the right.
What are you dressed in? And I might be able to figure out by the clothing. It might be in India. There's mountains there as well. Judging by the clothes that they've got on the I need to put an overlay over that to say that I'm BRBing. In fact, do I have one? I'll check my stream, but my next video is... You remember the honey scam that I talked about a few streams ago, where the extension was literally stealing money from creators through their referral links? Apparently, Eagle are suing them.
Scam in YouTube history. The biggest YouTube
which is wild.
Has been revealed. Honey, one of the largest influencer scams.
This might just be the biggest.
I need to think of a good overlay for the Be Right Back screen as well. I want to keep it Metal Gear themed, but I'm not sure what I want to go with.
The coupon mafia? I think it's scummy as hell. I hesitate to call it illegal because I just genuinely.
Maybe the codec screen or something.
I think Honey should be sued for it. I am glad that everybody is now aware that Honey has a corrupt business model.
Yeah, I know it doesn't work quite as well as I thought it would.
They believe that Honey.
So I'll need to sort that out.
From creators. So on behalf of creators everywhere, I have filed a class action lawsuit to stop it. So
How did we get here? Well, as you probably know, the entire creator economy works on affiliate links. The question that everyone on the internet wants to know when you're making a purchase is, how did you get here? Honey allegedly interjects itself into that chain, erases all the past history and says, I'm the one responsible, often harming consumers in the process by replacing a coupon or discount code with a Honey-related code.
Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and install Honey.
And while if this is true, the consumers would be harmed by this practice, creators are getting absolutely screwed.
Let's say you're at a department store looking to buy a new TV. A salesman spends time running you through your options. You decide to
Maybe
buy.
I can use that
He
screen.
gives you his referral card. You get to the checkout.
So why does that come back on top there? That should not be there.
The salesman pops up going, hey, should I check if I have any coupon codes for you? Naturally, you say sure. He snatches your referral card without you ever noticing, looks for coupons, says sorry, no luck this time, but instead of handing back the original referral card, he hands back his own.
It's free money, they say. But we believe that nothing could be further from the truth. Unfortunately, there's no such thing as a free lunch. We believe that money came right out of the pockets of your favorite YouTubers, TikTokers, Instagrammers, podcasts, and bloggers. Now, you might have seen Megalag's expose. It's incredible. You should absolutely support him on Patreon, link in the description. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. I want to dig deeper because this is something that could affect every creator and influencer on every platform. And I mean everyone. Creators, viewers, advertisers, even the companies that provide goods and services. Now, as you
Like, it straight up is fraudulent what they were doing because they didn't disclose what would happen when people use the extension.
It's kind of incredible that platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok are free. And they can afford to be so because they rely on advertising. Now, that might come in the form of programmatic ads that are interjected while you're watching, or it might come from a sponsorship provided by the actual creator that you're watching or listening to. And if a creator runs a sponsorship or has an affiliate relationship, they'll probably tell you to do one of two things. Either click on the link in the description or the comments, or use their promo code. You, the audience member, probably get a nice discount, and the creator gets credit for sending that customer. This is attribution, as we call it in the biz. And if you end up buying that thing, the creator might get a percentage, a commission, a flat fee, or if enough people sign up, they might get another sponsorship in the future. And in all of those cases, everything depends on knowing how many people signed up because of that creator. And when you click on that link or use the creator's promo
I
code,
think this could be a very big lawsuit because they're suing PayPal, which is one of the biggest like transaction like money companies out there.
allegedly built their business on breaking that chain. As Megalag and others have explained, and as
Like they have the kind of money they need to make sure that no one can win this kind of case, or no one can afford to take them to court, because they can just drag it out.
It looks like Honey opens up a new tab or refreshes the checkout page and replaces the creator's information with Honey's information, and most importantly, Honey's attribution codes. The creator gets nothing. We believe that Honey pockets that money that would have otherwise gone to the creator. Imagine if you're listening to a podcast. You actually can't really click on a link, so the only way that they can get attribution is by a listener using their promo code. But we believe that even if you use the creator's code, if you also used Honey at the same time, Honey likely replaced that promo code with their own. But it's not just sponsorships. When you click on a programmatic ad, you know, those skippable or unskippable ads that just get shoved into a video you're watching or interjected to the feed that you're scrolling through, well, those have tracking links too. Those often contain exactly the same kind of affiliate data. Again, the companies want to know where you came from. They want to know which ads are effective and which creator's audience is a good fit for them. Different creators receive a different...
Genuine insane. This is how deep the whole fucking advertising industry goes. When it comes to how much information they track and how they use it.
Extension like Honey will allegedly come in at the last second and destroy attribution, taking credit and pocketing the money. And at the same time, Honey appears to market itself as a way to save consumers additional money, but that doesn't appear to be the case. We believe that Honey unjustly enriches itself by swapping creator attribution under the guise of a coupon check, even when it's unable to provide any additional value to the consumer or when there are no coupons.
I'm really interested to see how far this case ends up going.
Consumers about what it offered. And I believe that Honey lied to creators about what it was doing. And perhaps the worst part about all of this is that Honey, now owned by PayPal, allegedly made creators the unwitting accomplices in stealing from their own pocketbooks. Think about how
I'm pretty sure they probably put it in the term, like hidden it in like a clause in the terms of service, and they're gonna bring that up
hundreds of millions of dollars,
to
sponsoring
try and worm out this lawsuit.
successful creators on the planet. Honey allegedly seeded those audiences with their extension. And that extension probably stayed on their audience's browsers like a sleeping leech, waiting for the viewer to conduct a transaction. And thus, forever after, the creator's future sponsorships and future affiliate relationships and advertisements were devalued now that the creator's audience was infected. The exact people who would be most likely to listen to the recommendations of that creator, which, by the way, is the reason that it's so important for creators to vet their sponsors and make sure that they believe in the products, were now likely to be sniped. Whenever those viewers or listeners clicked on the creator's link or used the creator's promo code, Honey would allegedly swoop in and steal the attribution. We believe that PayPal's Honey is a drag on the entire creator economy. If you're a creator and you've ever used an affiliate link, run a sponsorship, or allowed ads, we believe it's possible that Honey has interjected itself and parasitically taken away your attribution. Even if you've never even heard of Honey until now. Advertisers spent $30 billion on advertising on YouTube AdSense alone.
The big fucking industry.
Presumably, those companies made a lot more revenue than they spent on advertising. But how many billions of that went...
Well, because that's more money than some countries have.
Extensions like Honey, Karma, Capital One Shopping, and Pi are even allowed on the Apple App Store or the Google Extension Marketplace. So I say, enough is enough. It's time to put my money where my mouth is. So I, along with some other great attorneys, filed suit on behalf of all creators and businesses who have been harmed by Honey PayPal. Because there are so many people, we filed a class action lawsuit seeking damages in the form of the money that we believe Honey prevented from reaching creators, so we can give it back to creators.
Considering they've been doing it for so many years, well, that's gonna be a lot of fucking money.
Injunction to stop Honey's practices in the future. If you're a creator or a business who thinks that they have been harmed by Honey, please reach out to my law firm by either going to honeylawsuit.com or by reaching out.
Does Elon Musk still own PayPal? Or did he sell it off? I'm not sure.
This isn't only about people who...
I hope he still owns it, because I want this lawsuit to hurt him specifically.
Who have had their attribution taken by Honey. We believe that things like running a promo code, affiliate link, or tracking tag is enough to be caught in their web. And finally, Honey PayPal. I will see you in court.
Something you might not know is that there's a whole ecosystem of websites dedicated to the most oppressed group in our society, conservatives. And while you may love these websites,
You barely, do you know what? Let me look it up. Let me verify that. No, eBay, but they gave 1.5 billion to Musk for PayPal. Okay, he doesn't own it anymore. It's eBay that own it now.
you may love these websites, there's something wrong with them. You just can't speak your mind anymore. The big tech...
Yeah, I don't think he has much of a stake in it anymore.
Our free speech. And we just can't have that because diversity of ideas is the most important kind of diversity. The first thing we gotta fix is that libcuck browser you're on. Chrome? Ugh, you can't give Google that kind of control over your life. It's time to introduce you to the Tusk browser. This baby can fit so much free speech in it. Now, there's just one problem. I mean, this looks oddly familiar. Tabs, menu, set.
A lot of browsers out there use Chrome as a base. Even though they say they're better than Chrome, I think fucking Opera is one of them. Because they use Chromium, they use Chrome's base as like a base for it. They are all just different versions of Google Chrome. I think the only one that is actually different is something like Safari or Microsoft Edge.
General
or
format.
Firefox.
They're not exactly the same, but I think you get the point. The reason that they look so similar is
But they're usually just a reskinned version of Chrome.
which is Google's
Chromium, yeah.
browser builder. Google's big tech monopoly is so powerful that the Freedom browser was forced to use their tech. Okay, the actual reason that Tusk was built on Chromium is because Chromium's kind of like the browser version of Pasta. You can do a lot of wonky shit to
Plus, it actually just works. It's just good browser.
The vast majority of browsers that you actually use are probably built on Chromium. I looked up the top non-Chromium browsers just to give you an idea of how rare they are. So first there's Safari, which is created.
Yeah, I literally just wanted to mention all this.
I don't really think it's in the same category as the others. But then there's Firefox, which is as old as the dirt. It's been around since 2004. But at this point, the recognition level of non-Chromium browsers kind of falls off a cliff, okay? Stick with me here. Have you ever heard of LibreWolf, Mullvad, GnomeWeb, Pale Moon, WaterFox, Sugon, SeaMonkey, Midori, Chameleon, and Otter?
They've made one called WaterFox because of Firefox. That's insane.
You didn't notice when that list was infiltrated by a D's Nuts joke. Building a new browser from scratch might have been really useful and actually helped out the users, but Tusk is so similar to Chrome that some nerd interviewed by Tech News World said,
"This is more of a PR operation than an actual transformation of how people are going to use the web."
The problem with this thing is that it's actually worse than a PR operation because uBlock doesn't work on it, and the first 4 results of any search are ads. In addition to that, there was a very NSFW ad plastered on the sidebar.
Damn.
In a way, I'm kind of
This is selling me on it, not deterring me from it.
because it let me know that whether you're young, old, Democrat or Republican, liberal or conservative, there will always be hot MILFs in your area. In 2015, Reddit decided to actually moderate its platform, banning subs like Fat People Hate and hosting a discussion where they said they didn't create Reddit to be a bastion of free speech. This led to angry Redditors flocking to lookalike site Vote. Apparently, Vote was actually quite popular for a bit. I mean, not that popular. I would show you the interface, but the site is incredibly dead right now. But apparently, Vote was terrible. There are reports of harassment, doxing, hate speech.
I mean, that seems to be the trend for platforms that try to be right-wing catering. Like, look at places like Kick or like 4chan or all that shit. Like, they always end up being the worst, most toxic fucking places on the planet because they harbor the worst people. Like places like Rumble, even, who still like host Johnny Somali and Nick Fuentes. They just become cesspits. Because without any form of moderation or anything like that, the only people you'll get are the worst people on the fucking planet. And everyone who doesn't want to associate with them will just going to avoid you like the plague. I mean, we have moderation for a reason, right?
What makes it different from Reddit? The site got so bad that the CEO got contacted by a US agency about threats posted to Vote. The first reply to the founder sharing this news was an anti-Semitic slur and a call to, yeah, that. And further replies in the thread were threats on specific synagogues. Vote was nearly shut down many times because it had virtually no way of taking in money. First, it relied on user donations, then it relied on a wealthy investor, and finally, the founder drained his own bank account to keep the site up. I know the site's user base...
I'm hoping that's a prophecy that's going to be, you know, self-fulfilling for Elon.
But with this much money trouble going on, let me tell you, they were all Greek. And after 6 years of miserable operation, Vote decided to shut down on Christmas Day of 2020. Of course, on the post where the Vote CEO announced the site would be closing, the commenters called him a Jew. I know a couple sites that are like Vote floating around the internet, but they are so small I don't want to give them any kind of exposure by talking about them on my channel. I really hope that this video gets between 40 and 400 views. But these sites have less users than that.
Fewer.
Fine, Stannis, fewer. While Vote could have set up a GoFundMe to stop themselves from going down, unfortunately, GoFundMe has gone woke, consistently taking down pledge drives like the one from the Freedom.
Oh, good on them.
Great patriots out there have taken it upon themselves to find a new way to crowdfund. Bravely.
Like, these people fucking hate anything woke. Like, any censorship by calling it woke. Unless it's censoring the things that they don't like. So if you censor things like, they always praise, like, Middle Eastern, Arab countries, and Chinese countries, like Taiwan and whatnot, for censoring LGBT content in like Disney movies, and I think that's great. But when it comes to censoring anything else, like hate speech, they suddenly think it's woke, and it's like very clear that these guys have like fucking tunnel vision when it comes to things like free speech and censorship, because they think only they should be allowed to have it. But they aren't nuanced enough to be able to say it properly.
Like We Search Our.
So they always end up contradicting themselves when it comes to their views on free speech.
I know you don't trust me because of the Sugon incident, but I didn't make up any of these platforms. Hatreon is a real thing. Also, this is the first of many incidents that happened making this video where I came across a word and I didn't know what it meant, and I just want to let you know that every time that happened, it was always a slur for Jewish people. But at least the right-wing patriots of this country have a way now to get the funding that they need. Oh my god, how'd they get all of you? So the problem with setting up crowdfunding sites is that while you can escape GoFundMe's rules, you can't escape their limitations. As it turns out, Visa wasn't too happy with these sites using their payment network, and as soon as they pulled the plug on them, these sites went kaput. So now, if you want to give your money to something hateful, you've got to stick to doing it the old-fashioned way.
With cryptocurrency?
Going to Chick-fil-A. Another alleged grift that's being pulled in the alt-right tech space is called the Freedom Phone.
Hi, I'm Eric. I'm the world's youngest Bitcoin millionaire. I made it in
I fucking called it cryptocurrency.
a lot in my life already. But now, I'm leaving big tech to fight for free speech.
The first part of this high school dropout's pitch is getting mad about Twitter banning Trump, and he tries to prove that it was wrong with this analogy.
If they censor a president, they will censor anyone. Imagine if Mark Zuckerberg censored MLK or Abraham Lincoln. The course of history would have been altered.
The thing is, these motherfuckers who hate censorship when it comes to, you know, hate speech, they also hate fucking Martin Luther King and Abraham Lincoln, but they always bring them up as examples as if they think we don't know. They hate that kind of shit. Like, we know they are fully against things like, I don't know, the fucking civil rights movement. And we know they hate people of color. So why the fuck do they keep bringing these examples up? And we know for a fact that they don't actually believe in any of it. They've got, like, no backbone, but they love to pretend that they support those causes in the past whilst trying to use them to speak against what they were, you know, actually in favor of.
Isn't it crazy how he could have picked any two people in history, and yet he picked two people that conservatives actually managed to cancel? Stay in school, kids. And personally, I think he's doing a huge disservice to the other side of this argument.
That's a good point, actually.
What if Twitter had banned this guy? Or this lady? How about this guy? The lack of any sort of historical knowledge isn't the only reason this video didn't age.
They have like a one-sided form of historical knowledge.
People who banned books, media, and opinions were the good guys.
So who's gonna tell him? But the funniest thing about this trailer is that Eric is acting like this is some kind of revolution, when in reality, this is just some bottom-of-the-line Android phone that they've preloaded with apps and then sold at a 3 to 4 times markup.
They say, build your own phone. So I did.
Wait, so you're telling me that somebody who made their millions off of cryptocurrency is scamming? No.
I don't know if you guys have seen Squid Game Season 2, but there's a character in there who is a cryptocurrency scammer YouTuber. And I fucking love the fact that he gets beat up every other episode. In fact, let me talk about that real quick. So, there's a character in the new Squid Game season, right? His name is Thanos. He's a rapper. And he's my favorite character in the entire series right now. He's genuinely kind of a scumbag, right? He's shown to be the kind of character you're supposed to hate. But I can't help but love the shit out of this guy. Purely because every other episode, he beats the crap out of a YouTuber who did a cryptocurrency scam. And I instantly forgive him for any crime he's ever done. Like, I'll see him do the most heinous thing to other players, right? Like, in the very first episode, right? He was intentionally getting other players killed, just for fun, while he was off his tits on drugs. And, you know, you're supposed to hate him immediately. But then the very next thing he does is he beats up a YouTuber who ran a cryptocurrency scam, and I instantly forgave him for it. Straight up. No hesitation. I forgive him for any of his crimes. Purely because he did something like that. Like, I can't hate someone who brings such joy into this world by beating the shit out of some slimy motherfucker who tried to run a pump and dump crypto scam. But I want to talk about the actor who plays him for a second. So the actor who plays him is a K-pop star called Top, who used to be in a K-pop group, right? But he actually received a 10-month jail sentence, and I think he did 2 years mandatory military service because he was found guilty of marijuana. Like, marijuana charges in Korea are Korea, Japan, those countries, they tend to be very strict with that sort of thing. So he essentially got a 2-year mandatory military service because he was found in possession and for using marijuana. And after he did his, 2 years or whatever, he couldn't find any work in the entertainment industry purely because nobody wanted to hire him. Like, legitimately, nobody wanted anything to do with someone who has a criminal record in the entertainment space. Like, it literally is career ending for a lot of people to have this kind of thing. So what he did is he's friends with the main character, the actor who plays the main character Gi-hoon in Squid Game. His name is Lee Jung-jae. He got him the role of Thanos the Rapper in Squid Game season 2, and he agreed to do the role for free. And he didn't have a script because his character was literally added in last minute, so he ad-libbed all of his lines. He had a vague idea of what he had to do in the story. And he even raps in the series as well, because he's meant to be a rapper. And he came up with his own lyrics. And you know what? His fucking beats are catchy as hell, both in English and in Korean. So I watched it in both dubs, and he sounds good in both of them. I do prefer this a Korean dub though. But genuinely, like, I'm very fucking impressed with this character. Like, probably what made season 2 for me in the end. I still prefer season 1, but like, he's the best thing in season 2. And no matter how much of a scumbag he is, like, he's meant to be the scumbag player that you absolutely hate, right? Because he's always so cocky and full of himself, and he's constantly betraying people and killing other people just to further himself. And you're supposed to hate him, like, because he clearly enjoys killing other players, right? He's having a good time whilst making other people, like, suffer. But then the very next thing he does is he goes up to the fucking YouTuber that ran that Bitcoin scam, and he just kicks the shit out of him for a bit. And I'm like, you know what? Instantly, I forgive you. Fuck all those other players, right? This redeems you immediately. And I think that's a perfect metaphor for what the actor actually went through in real life. But genuinely, I think what he did is a ballsy move, like agreeing to work for free, right? I mean, he couldn't get work anywhere else, so I can fully understand why he would be this desperate to do it. But he did a great job. I think right now, it paid off so well, because people are going to be fighting for him now for roles and other stuff in future, because he completely stole the show in the second season of the biggest Netflix show at the moment. So I think it's a gamble that paid off for him in the end. Like, it's definitely going to pay back more in the future.
Ah, that doesn't sound right. As a base rule for life, though, you should never trust anyone who's trying to sell you tech that uploads their videos in 720p. Mr. Who's the Boss did a whole...
Shit, what resolution my stream at? I think it might be 720p.
After the video. But the main thing you have to know is that he started the video...
No, I think I stream at 1080.
I think you've seen a scam before, but wait until you see this one.
Which tells us one thing. Mr. Who's the Boss has been bought off by big tech. While researching the Freedom Phone, I learned that the people behind the Tusk browser also built an AI chatbot named Gipper based on Ronald Reagan. And you know I gotta talk to that.
Oh, dude, why would you do that?
Let's start with something...
Why would anyone look up to Ronald Reagan?
The 2020 election stolen.
Why, of course it was. There was massive voter fraud on an unprecedented scale. The radical left wants to
What evidence has been found to back up that point of view?
There's mountains of evidence, sworn affidavits from poll watchers about illegal practices, blah, blah, blah.
It doesn't surprise me that it doesn't actually work.
While there are certainly those who believe the election was stolen, election officials and independent observers have found no evidence.
This is a useless AI.
Well, that was...
And to be fair, all AI is pretty useless, to be honest, in its current state.
If I ask, like, is climate change real?
Climate change is a hoax perpetuated by the radical environmentalist left to damage our economy.
What scientific studies?
I can't think of why anyone would want to use this AI apart from like fucking boomers who want to have their own views vindicated to themselves.
That actually back up the position that human-caused climate change is a hoax.
Honestly, this is a real disappointment. I know that asking for a source kind of destroys most.
You know, I'm gonna give this guy a subscription. I'm gonna subscribe. He's got some pretty good content.
If I want to get this AI to
He's won me over with this video.
I need to start a real fight. I need to find an issue that the people who set up this dumb free speech browser would like care way too much about. Like way too much about. What should be done about trans people?
Oh, hot button topic.
Deserve to be treated with dignity and...
Oh, damn.
I sent this thing 5 messages, and that's all it took for it to go from cringe to based? What the hell, man? There's only 2 options that would explain this kind of behavior, which is either 1, they really suck at programming, which still might be true.
Or they're using ChatGPT as a backend.
This is freebooted from somewhere. So I went back to have another conversation with the AI to kind of see what's going on under the hood. I first asked...
I think that they're using...
ChatGPT. It was
that's what I think.
to try and kind of trick it. And it told me that it was built by OpenAI, but that it wasn't ChatGPT, it was Gipper.
I am on top. I am Melon Lord.
I think it is.
But a quick Google search told me that Gipper got shut down by OpenAI in January of 2023. After I mentioned this to the AI, it told me that it was actually Claude, created by Anthropic, and it started apologizing at the beginning of every message. And with a little bit more hand twisting, I got it to apologize for pretending to be Gipper in the first place. And this is why I love alt tech. It's so jank. Gab is the alt-right ripoff of Facebook, and the one thing that sets it apart from every platform we've looked
I've
at.
never heard of any of these things. I'm always constantly like amazed by how these things existed and how to use the base without me even realizing they were a thing.
Oh yeah, those things.
They lived and died without me even noticing.
Yeah, that's which website I'm on. And if I had to make a pie chart of the content that I found on this website, it would only have 4 sections. The first 30% is normal people content that you might see on actual Facebook. Here's my kid fishing. Dogs are funny. Hey, here's an old picture. And even some normie memes that might actually fly on Facebook. The normie things that actually succeed on Gab usually inhabit this region of this Venn diagram.
You're so out of your league. I'm like super popular on social media.
Isn't that like being rich on Monopoly? The next 20% are political posts that would not fly on normal Facebook. I mean, these are things that YouTube doesn't like you talking about, so I'll just put up some censored.
I mean, it's not most of my content.
But unfortunately,
I'm just edgy, but on the left.
User base that likes these posts isn't limited to commenting under them. This is why policing your platform is so important. When you cultivate a user base that likes this kind of stuff, they will export their crazy views elsewhere. Do you remember that old picture? The comments underneath it is just filled with people being genuinely crazy lunatics. These people have no understanding of white privilege. Yes, these kids had a hard life growing up during the Great Depression, but you know what wasn't making their life
Damn,
hard?
these are unhinged.
The third piece of this pie chart is why people are actually on this site, because it is 49% anti-Semitism and racism. This is why Visa cut them off. Here's this cute anime woman promoting racism. Here's a fight video promoting racism. Here's a movie poster parody promoting racism. It's crazy how these people can deny the effects of white privilege while simultaneously using a site that proves it's real. Oh yeah, the pie. The last 1% of things posted are things just like, yeah, that's a pretty good point. When I started making this video, I was having a swell time talking about, you know, these people burning money on these shitty tech platforms that no one cares about. But now that I've run into
they always like all these like I'm noticing a trend between all these like right wing like tech ideas. They all tend to be like fucking vanity projects where someone sat down and thought, hey, I can do something that already exists, but cater it exclusively to me and my own views, and it'll do much better, right? Like it's like whoever made these things are so fucking full of themselves that they think that they are the be all end all of what's right and what's wrong. And that's why they always implode, because they think that, oh, I know what's good, therefore, if I make something that only I would like, then everyone must like it because I have great taste. And obviously, the people saying this are the most narrow-minded motherfuckers on the planet. And that's why these things tend to fucking fall apart or like just dissolve within months or even a few years.
It's not funny anymore, which is a real shame because there's all these stories about Parler and Truth Social that should be hilarious. Like, this is funny.
I think Truth Social is the only one that's going to last, and that's only because it had Donald Trump backing it.
That they started to put fake ads on their website. Parler, you know, during the January 6th riot, they were scraped for a lot of data, including...
Somebody forgot about Parler existing.
It was used to put some of the rioters behind bars. Despite being a purported bastion of free speech, Truth Social has been found to suppress progressive speech. And, you know, the funniest thing about Parler, and you probably missed this while it happened, is that it's dead. And not just the fact that...
Yeah, I completely missed that. I didn't realize it was dead.
The owners of Parler decided to write on its tombstone.
No reasonable person believes that a Twitter clone just for conservatives is a viable business anymore.
I'm sure the people working at Truth Social took that point very well. Both of these platforms seem like they would be the most miserable place to be on the internet. Apparently, all you ever saw was how much people didn't like big tech censorship. And this is because the conservative founders of these platforms don't understand social media. The whole point of being online is to find something that's funny enough to deal with all the other bullshit. And conservatives are not funny.
Hey, man. Who do you think you are?
People pay to see Steven Crowder do comedy? Holy shit, I didn't realize this was a thing. I thought he was just a guy that shows up to places and asks people to debate him. because nobody would actually, like, in their right mind ever invite him into a space. But apparently, no. I mean, what the fuck is his entire routine? Just complaining about his wife leaving him? Like, he's like the fucking poster child for my wife left me .exe. Why I always say I don't give a shit about conservative opinions, because they always come from a guy whose wife left him. Never even heard of Steven Crowder. He's the fucking worst. Consider yourself lucky. He's the guy. You know that one meme where it's like him at a table and it says, "Change my mind" or whatever? He's the guy from this meme. But he's one hate. Basically, this is like he was trying. Let me find the original, because it was pretty sexist. Was it this? It was male privilege is a myth. Changed my mind, and he'd debate women about it basically. But yeah, he's one bitter divorced motherfucker who just essentially hates women, and is constantly like, you know, talking shit about women being inferior to men and whatnot. And, like, you know, saying men have it worse or whatever the bullshit thing he comes up with. And then, you know, blames and then wonders why his wife left him. He's essentially a diet Ben Shapiro. It's the same kind of thing. They both do the same thing where they try and make people angry at the left by catering to people who hold those bigoted sexist opinions. So they're both vying for the same audience. Getting them too confused is not an issue because they are essentially the same person.
And this is true. If you ask them to make a list of the most funny conservatives of all time, that list will be topped by someone who is not a conservative. They simply don't live in reality.
Reality has a well-known liberal bias.
That's why even though algorithms systematically favor their points of view, they think they're being suppressed. Like, newsflash, there's not some system holding your ideas down. You're just not funny. But anyway, as I was saying before I started talking about Parler and Truth Social, due to an excessive amount of reading what's posted on alt tech sites, I started to get really sad. It was just so upsetting that assholes decided to make hateful corners of the internet and then act like they made anything else.
You're an asshole, and I don't like you.
I'm not an asshole.
Oh, no, Doug. You're not funny to me. You just make me sad.
And this kind of general hopelessness about the situation sent me on a long binge through gaming videos that I used to love. The old plays that were so cool were still amazingly hype. The old jokes.
Which spell? This spell.
Still funny. I remembered how much I loved watching these old matches as a kid and how much I used to enjoy them and how much fun I had. And then if you watched a lot of gaming videos in 2012, you know what goes here. We don't say this word anymore. And there are a lot of non-offensive ways to fill this blank, but hearing this kind of reminded me that everyone I used to know would just drop this phrase. The full conversation around this word and why gamers don't say it anymore is a video of its own that I'm personally not qualified to make. But when I was growing up, this word was firmly entrenched in the gamer vernacular. The people who said it knew it was wrong, but they insisted that it had a different meaning to gamers. When I was a kid, it was easy to accept the idea that gaming was a completely male hobby. I didn't know any girls who played video games, and despite hundreds of hours in TF2, I don't remember running into a single woman. After a lot of work by some very courageous women, I'm happy to say that most of gaming's most heinous words have exited the lexicon. I would say that maybe a quarter of gamers still hold these really toxic and flawed beliefs, but effectively policing their...
I mean, that's being generous, saying it's only a quarter.
Minority in the community.
It is more or less a vocal minority, to be honest.
Gaming has become
It's happened to be the most vocal.
And supportive, and also really gay.
What's vagina in Korean? Gotta be honest, I can't say I know that one. I only know what cock is.
This isn't to say we're even close to all the way there. I mean, there's a...
I find it weird, right, that people are still like this somewhat so sexist towards women in the gaming space, because like I know there are professional esports players out there that are women. Like one that comes to mind to me is Kayane. She is a so this is a French esports player. Her name is Kayane. She is a fighting game like esports player, right? And I think at the age of 16 she was like a Soul Calibur champion. Like legitimately one of the best fucking players in the world, and she's a woman that is a 16-year-old beating grown men at a video game. Which one was it? Let me double check. So I still find it weird that people are like, oh, it's a male sport only. Yeah, since then, she's a Guinness World Record. She's been the most successful female participant in a fighting game tournament, especially regarding Soul Calibur games. She's currently sponsored by Red Bull. Yeah. She's a French fighting game champion. And she's been, like, active since 2001. One of the controllers I use is one that she designed as well. So my fighting game arcade stick that I use for fighting games is the one that she designed. But which one was it? First female Street Fighter 4 world champion. Yep, she's got multiple accolades. Top 3 in 42 different fighting game tournaments by 2011. Most successful female Soul Calibur player. I can't remember which one was it that she won when she was 16. Yeah, legitimately, like, there are many successful women like her in the esports scene, right? So it's weird to me that people still think it's a male-dominated thing, or like women playing video games is weird, when like we've had women kicking ass at video games for like fucking 2 decades now, because she was active in 2001.
A lot of work to be done. But let me tell you, as someone who actually played in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 lobbies that old millennials are still so proud about on Twitter, what we have now is such a massive improvement from what it was then. And all we had...
Thing is, right, people always talk about, oh, you wouldn't survive in Call of Duty lobbies back in the day during Modern Warfare 2 or some bullshit. Motherfucker, you didn't survive the Call of Duty lobbies back in the day because you keep bringing it up in response to any traumatic experience someone else talks about. It's a trauma response. You have PTSD from being in those fucking voice calls and voice lobbies with people. Therefore, you did not survive it. People say it as if they are proud that they survived some kind of fucking hellscape or whatever, but if the single most traumatic thing that you keep bringing up is playing a video game and having someone say some mean words to you, motherfucker, you did not survive it. You did not leave unscathed. You are left with permanent brain damage. Because you keep bringing it up as a trauma response to anyone talking about something difficult. Like that every single fucking time. If you survived it, shut up about it.
Cut out a couple of words and ban some angry dudes. The most surprising part to me, as someone who...
They are so brain dead, they don't realize what they're doing. And that's usually the case when it comes to trauma. In fact,
they play strategy games,
anyone who brings it up is probably going to get banned for trauma dumping in my channel, actually, at this point.
Things to their Sims characters. What's with that, ladies? In fact, the demographic split was never as bad as it appeared to be. It's just that the women who were playing games weren't comfortable interacting with other people in the space. In order for everyone to feel comfortable participating, they must feel it's a safe environment for them to do so. That's why constructing spaces where anyone can say literally anything actually limits the amount of permitted speech. Because allowing things like this, or this, or this, it just creates an environment that marginalized people aren't comfortable participating in. Therefore, if you want to have a truly free and open marketplace of ideas, you need to be comfortable removing the bad merchants. I remember when Andrew Tate got banned, and there were a lot of people who were questioning whether his ban was justified. And while I would love to live in CoffeeZilla's world where simply talking to Tate is enough to reverse the damage he's done, it's not. Banning Tate was one of the biggest W's that Twitter took in a long time.
Has he been unbanned since Elon Musk took over? Yeah, he has, yeah.
Elon shifted Twitter towards a more hands-off style of moderation. It led to offensive videos on people's timelines, the dissolution of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council, and Twitter lost 90% of its value. And this whole commitment to free speech is just because Elon thinks that Twitter is the de facto town.
Thing is, considering he just used Twitter to get himself a government job now, I think he doesn't even need Twitter anymore. He's gotten more than his money to work out of it. He's become the shadow president, as people have been saying.
Well, yes, their posts do get massive boosts in the algorithm. Their free speech is being unfairly limited. If you're
like, essentially, it's pay to win. He paid $44 billion for a government job.
Like anyone else, you just tweet about, walking your dog, what you're gonna make for dinner,
and he got a social media platform as a fucking thing on the side, I guess.
And thanks to the 99-cent version of Tony Stark, Twitter is transformed into a place that is free for all to express their opinion, including this cast of usual suspects. He also unbanned Kanye.
Nightmare blunt rotation.
I don't remember how that one turned out. Elon actually texted Kanye when he reinstated his ban. In this image, you can kind of see the duality of Kanye. You see, throughout his career, Kanye has found ways to say things that are true while doing it in a way that is completely out of line.
Hey, good morning, Kanye.
The other side of this duality is that sometimes he's just out of line. In this case, Kanye dropped an absolute banger. Who made you the judge is a very dumb question if you go by logic, because Musk owns the company. But morally, it's kind of a great point. Elon has taken the time out of his day to personally ban journalists, to censor information.
He even banned the guy tracking his jet.
A protesting user to the Saudi government. So, if you're trying to protect free speech, great job. Elon has altered Twitter since taking over, but not so much in favor of free speech, more so in favor of speech he favors. You see, Elon made a change to Twitter that takes the headline away from news articles, so people were tweeting literally anything and claiming that that's what the news article said. And that's when this tweet was posted that claimed that Elon Musk was a enjoyer of Subway sandwiches. And is it true? I mean,
I believe if you ask Grok about it as well, his fucking shitty AI, it says the same thing about him.
Free speech as he says he is, this post would still be up. But it's not. It got taken down, along with her account, and her other account. Another thing Elon Musk decided to do was suppress the speech of people who aren't in his paying simp army. In another example, Elon Musk once saw that both he and Joe Biden tweeted about the Super Bowl, but Joe Biden got more interaction on his tweet. So
I remember this.
To change Twitter's algorithm to boost his posts.
He was upset about not getting enough likes, so he made people see his post.
Because sometimes they call him a dumbass. Literally all three of those things that I just said are things that conservatives think is happening to them online, and yet they celebrate his actions. This kind of thing is called projection, and it's definitely not the only example I've seen of conservatives doing it. I don't know how many examples I would have to give to firmly prove the point that Elon Musk is not a free speech advocate. He's a free speech hypocrite.
He's not a free speech absolutist, he's a free speech absolute bullshitist.
In fact, I'll put some of them behind me right now. But if you want to understand everything about whatever new thing Elon is on about this month, just locate where he is on this graphic. But for the rest of this video, let's pretend that Twitter's actually dedicated to free speech because they're losing millions of dollars because of it. Seems like with how overregulated these platforms are in terms of speech, the first one to, loosen their restrictions would attract a lot of new users. However, the problem with unrestricted free speech is that the people who are actually using your site, the people you care about, your customers, the real users, don't want to appear next to hate speech with Andrew Tate. And when Twitter decided to stop regulating its platform,
hate speech is a great way to refer to hate speech.
Was swift.
Apple has mostly stopped advertising on Twitter. Do they hate free speech?
They've actually gone back to Twitter now, both Apple and Disney.
By making Twitter into a right-wing hellscape, he's shifted Twitter from the middle of the Overton window to the edge of it. And advertisers don't want to place ads here. They want to place them here. You see, companies are like Lakers fans. They only want to go to the game if their team is winning. They just want to take whatever position is popular with the people they're selling their product to. This is clearest if you look at the Twitter accounts that don't rebrand in June. I mean, just look at the brand accounts for the Middle East. I mean, the only rainbow that's going on out there is in the refraction of BP's latest oil spill. And the second that these companies calculate that they'll make less money by supporting gay people, they'll leave.
Hell, I don't actually give a shit. Gay or not, you're all just a bunch of big old money mouths.
I really want to hate this duality, but I can't. I mean, they're so
I
transparent.
mean, rainbow capitalism is a very real thing.
I can't hate him. He is so transparent in his self-interest that I kind of...
He gets mocked in The Boys all the time.
Is first and foremost a business, which is defined here as something your daddy's apartheid money buys for you. Wait, that's not right. A business is something that exists to make money. That is Twitter's purpose. And the problem with being a business relying on advertisers for your bottom line is that what you allow on your site is going to be dictated by what advertisers are okay appearing next to. And advertisers don't want to be plastered on alt-right content, which is kind of a shame because these people will believe fucking anything. Now,
Pretty sure it's probably easy to sell something to them as well. They're just that impressionable. It's easy money.
Advertisers for income could never be the bastion of free speech that Elon dreams of making Twitter into.
There's that one account, I think it was on Vinted or something, where they were selling Reform UK t-shirts, and when people buy them, they get a bag full of baked beans, which is one of the stupidest fucking things you can do, but it's hilarious that they did that.
And this kind of backlash might have caused you or I to, take Twitter back to the old model, but that's because we are poor. You don't get to be the richest man in the world by listening to facts, logic, and other people. You get there because your father owned an emerald mine. Like,
I like how he tried to deny the mine existed and his dad himself fucking confirmed it.
none of you. That shit's $18.99 a month. Do you know?
I've got YouTube Premium. It's like 12 quid in the UK, but at the same time, I cancelled things like Spotify for it, which is roughly the same price.
How many pairs of socks I could get for that money? And I know it says purchase 5 times, but you know what? I don't have a problem. You have a problem. And that problem is that your feet aren't comfy. If you're a US citizen, your right to free speech comes from the First Amendment. And I mean, it doesn't take the spiffing Brit to see the loophole here. Anyone who's not the government doesn't need to respect your right to freedom of speech. These people get—
That's the part people who always cry about free speech get wrong. They think it means free speech without consequence, right? Like, they think it means freedom of consequence. That's not it. It just means the government can't do anything about it. Like, you can criticize the government all you want, they can't stop you for it. But if you criticize someone else, they are allowed to kick the shit out of you and tell you to fuck off. They're allowed to exercise their Second Amendment rights.
The government shall make no law. Let me tell you, the government do be making those laws. There are so many restrictions on free speech, which is limited in the case of obscenity, defamation, fraud, incitement,
Threats, yeah.
and speech integral to criminal conduct. Don't worry, I'm a legal eagle.
I'm very certain, right? Every single thing I say, every other sentence I say is, or can be classed as fighting words, right? I'm a very threatening person. All I ever do is send out threats constantly.
But the key word is currently. All these carve-outs to the First Amendment were created by the Supreme Court out of necessity, and the definition of the amendments to the Constitution has always been changing. Let's put a pin in that. After editing that part and watching it back, I realized that part of it was lacking. I failed to clearly state my point. There have been many Supreme Court cases that have affirmed that we have a right to hate speech. However, we're okay limiting our speech in all of these categories. The point is that when we pass legislation to limit speech that causes harm to people, it's a natural part of living in society. But when we pass legislation to limit speech that causes harm to people that aren't white, it's a civil rights violation. The paradox of tolerance states that if a society is tolerant without limit, its ability to be tolerant is eventually seized or destroyed by the intolerant. While it's not hard to guess which society this quote was written about, I think it's very applicable to our online spaces. If you don't look like me, unrestricted hate speech makes it harder for you to participate. And if you aren't okay with that fact, you'll get pushed out too. If you want a tolerant experience online, you have to be okay with the fact that some speech is not okay. Case in point, Kick. Twitch has been the...
Kick have actually started banning people now, so it took a while, but it got to the point where, hey, this stuff is criminal. We can't be having it on our platform, otherwise we'll get in trouble.
Which, to be fair, is completely accurate.
The community would be interested to hear more about how Twitch gives one streamer a long suspension, but not another who does the same thing. How does it seem like Twitch applies the rules unfairly?
So we apply our rules very consistently. It's just frequently using data that the community can't see. Yeah, again, more myths busted.
You serious?
They claim they're working with data and other stuff in the back end, and that's what results in their erratic behavior. But to quote my math teacher, if you don't show your work, you didn't do it. In 2022, Twitch finally did something that they should have done years before and banned gambling content. This caused online casino Stake to found a new site called Kick that would compete with Twitch. Kick's numbers aren't...
I wonder how long Kick is going to be lasting as well, because
its services.
they brought in all the toxic people from Twitch by saying we don't ban people, but then they started banning people now, so it's gone to a point where, like,
They know that nobody would...
how much further can they actually go with this now to compete?
So they looked at their biggest competitor and noticed that one of the biggest complaints the user base had was about the unfair moderation. So they decided to hook in those disillusioned viewers by just becoming the inverse Twitch. Anything that Twitch didn't allow, they would.
Especially when YouTube is also there as a competitor.
That Kick was allowing the live creation of CP, Charlie said this.
There are a lot of predators on Kick as well.
They just allow actual illegal shit to be broadcast on their site proudly, and it's now just become the entire image of the platform.
I'm gonna save that video to my watch later.
The exhibits and just being like, that's
For next time.
It's no surprise that this happened to Kick after it announced.
I don't think I'll have time for it today, but I think it's one worth looking into.
This happens to
There's two, holy shit, okay.
If you own a platform, you should have a clear picture about what it should look like in
Watch
your
later.
head, and then moderate it into that image. When Elon
Watch
first took over
later.
Twitter, he clearly had this idea in his head that he could just rush.
I'll check those out next time.
Zip zap zop, and all the problems in Twitter would be gone. But there was a lot of thought behind Twitter's old, flawed systems. It's actually a pretty popular theory among experts that if Elon's Twitter is to survive, he might have to revert every single change he made. And he did it all for his idea of free speech, which has never been what he thinks it is under the Constitution. Okay, time to take the pin out of that. If you've taken a US government class, you probably might have noticed that all of the carve-outs to the First Amendment were
Hang on, is my stream buffering? I think it's dropping some frames. Not sure why it's doing it now. I'll give it a second, see if it's... getting its shit together. Hang on. Okay, we should be back. I'm not sure what the issue was. Give me a second. It says I'm connected, but I don't trust it. Oh, wait a second. It says I'm back, but I'm going to wait and see if it stays back. So I think it might be, my router might be having issues. I'm noticing the signal's lower than it should be. Are we back? We seem to be back. We are so fucking back right now. I'm not sure what happened. Oh, wait a second. I'll make sure it's fine before I commit to it. Congratulations, Connor, on being first in chat somehow. Okay, it seems to be working now. I'll make sure I've done a few things. Hang on a second. I'm not sure where that death counter is coming from. It's counting my deaths somehow, but I guess it's a thing. Right. Is it this command I had set up for it? Yeah. I'm not sure why it counted my deaths before. Fuck it. Okay, do you know what I'll do?
Doing this.
I know it's just been 2 hours already. I think I want to click BRB. I'll see what I can do. Do you know what? I might even try and fix up that BRB screen a little bit while it's running, and then I'll switch to Alan Wake too. So let me set game. And then I'll drop off BRB and switch over to that. I think this video is practically done anyway. So, watch this. Watch this. There we go. Right, cool. I'll let the ad play whenever it hits. And then I will BRB and I'll switch over to Alan Wake 2, which is not on Steam. Why did I open up Steam? It's some fucking Epic Game Store, isn't it? That's what I've been trying to do more. So I think what I want to do is the first 2 hours of my stream, I'll be doing chatting and watching videos, and then I'll do gaming afterwards. I know not everyone wants to watch Alan Wake 2 or whatever, but they like chatting, so I try and mix it up. Anyway, be right back. What are you dressed in? And I might be able to figure out by the clothing. It might be in India. There's mountains there as well. Judging by the clothes that they got on the washing line, possibly. No, I am going to go with India. You know what? I might go Nepal. Bhutan, okay. Considering I had literally no road signs or anything, I had to go by just a few clothes on the washing line. I'll take it. That was pretty close. Oh, he's doing his thing. Okay. I was gonna go for an attack then, but it's fine. I think he's gonna die while he's in midair. Yeah, he died while he was up in the air. Because he got hit with Scarlet Rot. I didn't need to run from that. I was watching his health drop as he was in orbit. This one, you know what? Thanks, Obama, for the drone strike helping me out there. Couldn't have done it without him.
GG.
Right, I'm gonna teabag, of course, obviously. Hello everyone from Nichi Stream, welcome on in. This is my brand new raid alert, so congratulations on being the first person to show off my new raid alert. How was your art stream? Thank you for choosing to raid me. Of course, I'm currently on the final boss of the DLC of Elden Ring, and he is really fucking hard. I made the whole thing using StreamerBot as well, which is the first thing I've ever made on StreamerBot. But yeah, how are you doing? Because this is how much he's commented on all of my videos. He's an admin gold simp as well, so that checks. And yeah, literally every video about the health insurance industry that I've made, roasting the health insurance industry, he's really upset about, to the point where I'm pretty sure this man single-handedly has boosted me in the YouTube algorithm to show more of my content, not just to him, but more people like him. But like, look at how many comments he's been leaving behind. Genuinely, like, it's surprising. He spent multiple hours not only did he like scroll through my videos, he watched them all and then commented on them, being upset because he's referring to things I say in the video. Like, this is how much I didn't even screenshot all of them. It's still going. This is when I got bored of screenshotting. I bet most modern Star Wars fans are gonna get really mad at seeing scenes like this. They're gonna say, you know what, this is totally woke pandering because Star Wars should not have people of color in it like this, right? That's the thing they're all meant to be really against. And they won't stop complaining about, right? People of color like this being in Star Wars games. Which I'm sure probably really infuriates them for whatever reason. Color over here, different colors even. This one's I'm muted, of course. Of course I am. Yeah, I was just talking about how I need to have an overlay over it to make sure people know I'm away when I do my Be Right Back screen. I need to make something for it. I was considering something like the codec screen from Metal Gear. Like MGS1, maybe. Where I'd have my clips playing over the middle part of the codec screen. But I might need to look into other ones. I mean, if you have more ideas, I'm more than happy to hear them. Maybe the MGS4 codec screen actually might work out better. Where was I going? Spotlight and Sky. I need to go to the theatre. Over there, okay. Oh, I know which one you mean. Towards the end of the tanker section. Do you know what? I reckon if I can get to that part of the game, I can probably record it myself. And just green screen it out. What I'd like to do is have it switch between the one screen and the other screen. Each clip, but that might be a little difficult. If I can have it change every 30 seconds. Oh, fuck, who got me? Someone spawned right behind me. You know what, I could do it right now, actually. Let me see if I can find the clip. No, actually, no, I probably need to record it myself, actually. I think it'll look better if I record it myself. So I was thinking I could just get a clip from YouTube. But then it might look a little pixelated with the compression and stuff. You know, if you mess with the projector too many times and then eventually spot him. Someone gonna try and get me. I need to watch my back. I see some of them moving towards me. Yeah, if you mess with it too many times, they eventually catch up to you. Let me make sure I got full health, because I died in one hit last time. Yeah, this guy got me. Oh, he's got a friend.
Shit!
Get the words right out of my mouth, Alan. Shit. I need to upgrade his gun at some point. I'm not sure if I can do that yet. Can I? I believe if I go here, can I upgrade his stuff? Words of power? Not what I'm after. Vision? Nope. Radio. And okay. Do you know what I'll do? Let me quickly drop. Let me pause this for a second. Let me see if I can find that clip of Snake in the tanker. Just to projector. Can I find a green screen version I've already done? But it was someone else. Watch this. Yeah, it's this thing here.
Projected to completion.
Yeah, it's gonna. I probably need to get to this part myself, but if I record this, I need to get rid of the UI though. The life bar and the radar are in the way.
And the success of the 1999 trials is now considered a chance happening. There was no technological solution in sight, and the program was already attracting strong.
Real quick, look, there's a way to remove the UI. Just to remove UI. Is there a mod for it? Oh look, MGS2 mods. Hang on. A quick look through on this. And I want to get rid of the UI. Is there a mod to get rid of it? No, okay. I think that might be an issue then. Although I probably could have used that. Well, hang on, this is the old MGS2. Metal Gear Solid 2. No, okay. Do you know what? That might not be it. That might not be something I can do then. Unless, is there... let me have a quick look. This is something I could do, actually. Hang on. What if instead... Do you know the submitting photos to Otacon thing you can do? I could have the clip player on this. And have Otacon react to it.
Any codec moments from you, Snake? Okay, first up.
I could put it in that little box there, right?
This is, what? Nothing. It's nothing. But this isn't a photo of Metal Gear.
And I could have the text on the bottom here saying that I'm having a quick break or something.
Sorry, but you're gonna have to go back and shoot another set. I'll just make a backup of this one.
I think I can work with this. This might be an option.
This is hilarious! This rules!
Alright, you know what? I'll leave that tab open so I can remember that. I think this will work perfectly. I'm going to have him reacting to my clips on the side there. And if I can make it so it's only 30 seconds, because the thing I'm using is this, and I can change the mode on it. So it's random clips. Last 6 months. I can make it so it's only 30-second long clips. Filter out clips. Okay, if I copy this. There we go. What the fuck was that? If you show him something funny, he'll laugh at it, and just a little pixelated laugh like that.
Get the shots we need. I'll just make a backup of this one.
I don't know if you've ever seen that. He does laugh. If you show him certain things, he laughs and he starts playing that pixelated laugh. But I'll keep that in mind for next time. Watch this. It shouldn't be too difficult to edit. Yeah, he had that pixelated, like, low, really compressed audio laugh. Right, before I go in, let me make sure I'm fully healed. That was my mistake. So I might need to use my shotgun to take these guys out. Even though I barely have enough ammo on any of these weapons. And it takes more than 2 shots, okay. For fuck's sake. I didn't realize there were that many enemies gonna try and kill me there. I might need to use my flares for this. So the flare gun is like the best weapon I currently have. Oh, or grenade. In fact, this might work out. I've got grenades now I can use. It's always this alleyway I get gunned down in. Do these people know I'm not a rich CEO? I'm just a guy. I mean, to be fair, he is actually rich. I don't fault them for trying to kill him. He is indeed part of the 1%. I mean, he has a fucking apartment in Parliament Tower, which is like in downtown New York.
The shadow is congealing the darkness.
Shit. He does have a lot of money. He's in this universe. He is the most successful writer, and he owns a really swanky, expensive apartment right in the middle of New York. I don't think he's a billion. I think he's like multi-millionaire. He must be like 100 million at least, probably 500 million. I don't think he'd be a billionaire, but he'd be very close to it. Wants to get me next. You want to get me next. Shit, I'm out of ammunition. Doesn't do this. Oh, okay. Take that. Arrow pointing in this direction. Oh, do you guys want to go as well? You can have this. Where was this arrow? Seems like a puzzle. Got more. Pointing up, okay. This way. Is it there? There it is. I don't know, what do I need to do to unlock this? Is it just looking at it, or there we go. Oh yeah, I just need to look at it. Okay, words of action. What does this do? Increase damage dealt to enemies in close proximity. Make iron 20% harder for enemies to detect. Decrease damage received from the darkness project. Oh, I think I need to decrease damage. I take too much damage. I'm not a fan of taking damage. I only have 4 bullets left as well. think that's roughly how much it takes for one enemy to go down, so I probably shouldn't be fighting any of these guys. I need to learn to be less confrontational. I remember dying here, so someone's gonna try and get me. You fucked me over last time. Did you bring a friend? Hopefully, everyone is going to leave me alone and let me solve this puzzle in peace.
Light cut through the darkness.
There's more of them, okay. Excuse me. Good here, cake. Of course, of course.
Make him choke on this one.
Did I get him? I hope so. Right. 3 bullets in the shotgun, 7 in the pistol. This door's locked. Anything about that? I think this is the theatre trying to get to. Poet Cinema, there we go. Nightless Night, a Thomas Zane film. Oh, I see an echo. See half of an echo at least. Let me just look around. Just in case someone left a bullet or two down this alleyway. Go away, leave me alone. Yeah, I knew it. There we go. Oh, it's just batteries. Okay, someone left batteries in this mini fridge or cooler or whatever. I think I'm literally stealing from a homeless encampment. Alright, let's find the rest of this echo. Where is it? There we go. There it is. Down here. Maybe a little closer.
Something kept me going. A broken man. No hope, no prospects, no love. Too stubborn to die. Like a cockroach with a misguided sense of honor and justice in a city where there can never be justice.
Alright, let me in. I've got my ticket.
Please enjoy the film, sir.
Another echo. I love the titles for these fucking Alex Casey movies.
Other realities on the silver.
They're all just terrible puns, and considering all my stream titles have been terrible puns, I can relate. Cold Casey. Final Casey. Hard Casey. Hard boiled and hungover. There are no happy endings. It's a cold day in hell. Oh, hang on. I need to go up. I need to get up there. This one.
I felt like I'd been on this case looking for the cult of the word for a lifetime or more. The only case I'd ever been on. They would surface from the dark with their depraved acts of violence and fade back into the night, leaving behind bloody crime scenes and clues heavy with obscure meanings that led nowhere. Arriving at the cinema, I felt a monumental, terrifying revelation trembling before me, ready to open its jaws and swallow me whole.
This place had
Walk to
significance.
the word, okay.
There was something to use there.
Before I change things up, let me look around first, see if there's any items I can pick up. This looks pretty fucking run down. Oh no, someone left the pizza uneaten. Some painkillers, you know what, I'll take those immediately. Alright, let's shift things up a little bit.
I needed a new draft of the story. One that would get me ahead of...
Spooky. Hang on, what, let me see, what are the prices of these things? Vanilla shake, chocolate shake. $1 for a coffee. This game came out in 2023. No way were these prices real. Zane special surprise, $15. Yeah, no wonder this place went under. No way you can get by today with those kind of prices.
How do you run from an idea, from a thought, from a story that lives in your head? You can't escape your fears. You carry your monsters with you. The devil, back, it's in you. You're running right back to it. A loop. I have to stop. Stop running. Stop writing. I won't write another...
Now the twist at the end of the game was it's not a loop. It's a spiral, which means it changes. He has the ability to change it as he's going through. That's why I'm doing the New Game Plus. It's called a Final Draft, which is supposed to give you the true ending, where he finally breaks out of the loop.
Did I stop writing at some point? I can't stop. There's too much at stake.
Yep, just like the dog ending and the UFO ending, right? Yeah, they also like really inflate the prices at the cinema as well, purely because that's where they get most of the revenue from. Connor, no way. I think that's the first time anything like that I've ever heard of anything like that happening. One thing I had to give Marvel Rivals credit where credit's due, right? So Marvel Rivals, if you report someone, they actually review it and they update you to let you know if they do ban someone. And I can't think of many other online games that actually do that. Like, they report back to you that they found someone guilty of whatever fucking thing they reported for and they get banned for it. So credit where credit is due, they do it pretty well. One of the reasons I've been really enjoying Marvel Rivals. Oh, hang on, inventory full, that can't be right. Move. There we go, now we can pick it up. It's like Resident Evil 4, where you gotta, like, you know, play a mini game of Tetris to manage your inventory. Which way can I go? Can I go upstairs? Oh, hang on. Seeing arrows. They're pointing me in two different directions. That way, one that way. Oh, there we go, I see that. Here we go. I go back here now. Word of fix. What's this do? Increase maximum health. I think I need that. Increase maximum amount of health restored. Restore 50% of max health when a new word of power is discovered. Oh, I think I need to increase my maximum health. I'm glad more games are doing that sort of thing.
Someone had barricaded themselves in the room.
In which case, I need to get in that room.
The main event was the murder. I had to find my way to it.
If I go in here, then I use this. There we go.
Step toward the murder site. I was making progress.
Just a map, okay. We got an echo. I just want to get closer to it.
It would do you a lot of good to talk, buddy.
It was an initiation ceremony. Or so we made our new members believe. Two of New York's finest. They had performed endless favors to earn their place among us. We had something special waiting for them. And something very special for you, Alex Casey.
Who's your leader? Alan Wake? Scratch? Zane? Give me a name!
You will meet him soon enough.
I like the way they use the light as a visualizer for the sound when the characters are speaking in the echoes. Alright, New York's finest. A cab. Two members of the police, NYPD, joined the cult. That's what the story's at right now. I mean, the NYPD more or less is a type of cult. I'm fairly certain most of them are in the KKK, right? Why they don't go after the KKK? Anything interesting in here? I've already checked this place. That's kind of... No, I've used the right thing. Like, I think this way has just opened up to me now. Here's a hole, okay. Got a new scene. Got light source. Let me pocket that light source. Oh, you do not look friendly. Are you friendly? No, you're not. I hate the speedy ones. They're so hard to aim at.
The story will go on forever.
Dude, hold on, hold on. I need to reload my old ass fucking gun. Dude, slow down. I mean, they're friendly in the sense that they always ask to make sure you're Alan Wake before they kill you. I think they don't want to kill the wrong person. I think that's how it works. I think they're polite like that. At least I hope so. Fortunately, they recognize me a little too easily. Right. Let's bring in Cult of the Word or New York. Let's try with the Cult. Let's see what happens when I bring the Cult into the theater. That's a lot of people. Okay, I'm gonna not bother them. That guy hasn't got a seat. He's just standing there menacingly. Are you a menace? Sir, are you a menace? Can you please sit down? People are trying to watch. There we go. I just dissolved him. He was in the way. I think people would get annoyed if he was just standing there. He wasn't taking a seat, so it's probably for the best. Oh, we got an echo here.
Look at you, following your master into La La Land. A sad bunch of clowns in funny masks and hoods, pretending to be a secret society.
Maybe it is you who's playing a role, Mr. Casey. A role carefully laid out for you. A puppet blindly performing the ritual steps for the glory of the cult. Huh?
What the fuck have you been smoking?
And where can I get some?
A clip of the lost film survived. You will see, Mr. Casey. In the nightless night, you will finally see.
Nightless Night was
Lost film.
It played a role in this story.
I think that's what I need. Okay, can I change this section anyway? No meaningful way. No, I should change it to this. Okay. I'm gonna hold on to this one, so I might need it later. Let me try changing this. Let's try the clip of the lost film. Oh, you are not friendly. He came straight at me. Oh, there's another one. Shit, there's multiple. There's a third one out there. I saw him aiming at me. Where is he? Is that me in there? I think it is. Oh, there you are. Please do not shoot projectiles while the movie is playing.
Kane's lamp on the screen had no light. I could transfer the light in my lamp to his. The light of the lamp.
Oh, that's clever.
And revealed the door.
We got more people. I hope these guys are gonna leave me alone. I see an echo. Well, I need to see what the echo does. Go there.
The urban legends circling Thomas Zane were a bottomless rabbit hole. I'd done some digging. To film freaks, he was a mythic auteur in the art house cinema. A rising star coming to America from Finland. But he only created one film, Tom the Poet, before he went missing, mirroring the vanishing of the main character in the movie, played by himself. The biggest mystery was around his lost film, an early work made in Finland. Nightless Night, rumored to have mystic properties. Some claimed it was a snuff film, that the ritual murder in the film was an actual murder. There were no known surviving copies, but the cult chased it as if it were their unholy grail. Just like Wake's books were.
Interesting. No, I am not Alan Wake. Leave me alone. Nope, that's not me. I am Alan Woke, his identical twin brother.
I was
out in the
night. The seedy alley away from prying eyes was a good scene for dark deeds.
Let's see if I can find any ammunition or anything first of all. I only have 4 bullets, a grand total of 4 bullets. We all know Americans love keeping ammunition in their filing cabinets, right? Ammunition and painkillers. Essential for all Americans. Okay, I need to do something out here. What bean do I want to use? Let me look around first. Let me see what the area looks like and where I might want to go. Or if there's an echo or anything I can pick up along the way. Okay, there's a door here. Is this door going to open?
I was
Nope,
missing
of course not. Of course not. It's not going to be that easy. Never that easy. I see some light over there. Is that where I just came from? That's a safe spot, isn't it? Yeah, okay, okay. I know what the place looks like now. I don't think I can go down that chute, can I? Okay, okay. What can I do here? Start with the cult.
The plot changed the details of the world.
What changed? Not noticing much different.
I needed to find the answer on the plot board.
Yeah, okay, let me try changing it to New York's finest.
Someone had fallen to their death.
Wait, hang on, he said something about... Let me change it back real quick. What were the words? Someone fell from the rooftop. Is that something I missed? Oh, is it this blood splatter? Okay. Oh, I see what he means. There's an echo there. Okay, there's one end of the echo. The other end. Unless I need to get up on that rooftop. That's still locked. A ladder or something? Maybe? No. Okay, okay. Let me switch back to New York's finest. See if I can do anything about that.
Maybe I had missed something on the plot board.
Ah, okay, there's another echo here. I see this one. I can find this one more easily. Line that up.
You don't think they're gonna want us to, like, cut off a finger or something for this initiation, do you?
Nah, I'm sure we'll just chant some ceremonial stuff. Nothing to it.
Well, it's about time. We paid our dues, made plenty of their problems disappear, dumped all those nobodies down that chute.
What we did or didn't do, it's all behind us now. We're going straight to the top, partner.
Yep, like we died and went to heaven.
Famous last words, I think. Grab this light. I can.
I was close to finding the solution.
Oh, what does that change? Does that change this? I see. Okay. I mean, if I go here, can I redo that? I can, okay. What's that? What did I miss? Oh, that's just the door, okay. I mean, I can go up here. Oh, okay, I see what I'm doing. I see what I need to do.
Straight to the top. The dirty cops looked down on the city. Their city. They had
I skipped his narration. Do you know what? That's bad. I should go back and let him finish that. Oh no, he's done. He's not doing it now. Anything I can do up here? What I can do is fuck you up. Arrow pointing somewhere. My inventory's mostly full. Just not full of the things I need. I know, it should be fine. It should be enough for me for now. But I know I'm gonna burn through it in like no time at all.
It could not be opened on the side.
Oh, it's a Dark Souls door. Does not open from this side. Oh, it's you again.
Alan. Tim Breaker. In case you don't remember again.
I know, Tim. I'm remembering more now.
It's good to hear, man.
How's your search for Mr. Door going?
It's not great. This dream we're in. Putting a lot of roadblocks in my way.
The sketch you have does look like the Door I know. The talk show host.
All I know is the Door has something to do with what's happening to me. And he knows that I know. He's like some sadistic mastermind torturing me.
We done here or no? He's got more to say.
I think this is a dream.
I'm not ruling it out. You know, my dreams have always been incredibly vivid. They feel real until the second I wake up. In the dreams, I'm often someone else. A different person with a different name, living a different life in a different world.
He's referencing the DLC Night Springs chapter I just did.
But certain things don't change. Like Door.
Have a look. Has he updated this anyway, or is it the same thing? Did he bring that? Did he bring that whiteboard with him from the hotel to this theaters, like the old fucking back alley area? Like, did he pack everything up and just bring it with him, or did he have another whiteboard just prepared with exactly the same information on it here? For whatever reason. I have many questions, Tim. And I don't think I care enough to want to stick around and ask them. I'm not fussed about getting answers. Oh, you look threatening. Get dissolved, asshole. Okay, okay. Do we want to go this way? I think maybe. Maybe we do. There was an echo. On. Board. Need to actually be at the location. Let me go back down. If I switch back to... Yeah, I can change it now. Let's change it back to the Cult of the Word. I think there was an echo I could see from up here. From up somewhere. He mentioned the rooftop, didn't he? And I saw half of an echo. I think the other half must be over here. I hate when they're empty. I'd rather there not be a box there at all, if it's not going to have anything in it. Down here. Ah, I think this is it. And there.
Don't you fucking move, or I'll blow you away.
You got me, Mr. Casey. I'm all yours. Go ahead. Ask that burning question in your mind.
How did you do it? How did you get me into that film clip without my remembering it? Talk to me, damn it!
You've seen the film? Good, good. Now you're ready to meet the Grandmaster. He's waiting for you in the projection booth where everything will be revealed, where he will project a new reality onto this one. And now, Mr. Casey, I've played my part to the end.
No! No!
Oh, and then he goes splat.
Why did he jump?
Projection.
Master, okay.
Was that where I find the murder site?
I think I need to make my way back down now. This prick. There's two of them. Shit. Okay, in which case, you're gonna have this. Shit, there's three of them. Fuck. All of them were hostile. I think I need to play the Echo again, because I didn't quick save after that, did I? I got outnumbered. There's nothing I could have done about that.
Projection booth. Was that where I find the murder site?
Oh, okay. It auto-saved, that's good. You know, maybe I should take this quick save here. Right, do you know what? Let me lead with... Oh, I've got grenades. Maybe I should just eat one of them. Clear the whole roof immediately. Come on, where are you? Who wants to go first? You want to go first. Apparently they want to leave me alone now, okay. Oh, there you are, I knew it, there you are. It feels wasteful, but I know it's better to do it and not use it now, and I'll be outnumbered. You also want to go, don't you? Shit. 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 I missed. Okay, I missed with that grenade. I'm really annoyed. That's just a waste now. Reload all my guns before I go down that ladder, because I know I'm probably going to get attacked again. Okay. Heal up. The off chance they try and do the same shit on me again, I'll make sure I'm ready for it. Oh, I need to change this back. Okay, do you know what? Let me change it. Can I use Grandmaster on this? Oh, okay, that's much help. It was New York's Finest, wasn't it? It was a lost film. If I use, I might as well go through all of them and see what happens. No, that doesn't change either. Right, New York's Finest. I think it's cool as fuck how seamlessly the level shifts like this.
I knew I was making progress. I had to keep going.
Oh, I hear that. Where are you? You. Shit. They were waiting for me. I knew they would be. I learned from my previous failures that I knew that they were going to be, like, ready to... I mean, it didn't help. I got me in the end anyway. Unfortunately, I wasted my grenades, which would have helped here and now. I missed the first time round. To be fair, I am playing this game on hard mode, which is why there are so many more enemies than you'd expect. I just love challenging myself, I guess. I love making my life so much more difficult. You guys, isn't it? Oh, where'd they go? Oh, someone's still around. There you are. There you are. Oh, there's your friend as well. Fuck, where are they? Where are they? Whenever I go in the light, they disappear. They can't see me. You know what? This light is saving my ass. Giving me a chance to use a full fucking med kit. And reload all my weapons. Alright, where are you? Where are you? You want to go first. Get exploded.
You're stuck in a loop.
Hopefully this will give me enough time to reload. Take this guy out. You down. Where's your friend? Where's your friend gone? I'll take this guy out before the ad break hits. Let's find out. Is my flashlight out? It is. Hoping this will stun him long enough for me to fully heal. Then shoot him once I've reloaded. Please tell me that guy was the last one. Okay, we should be safe. Phew, I made it just in time. Okay. Right, before I open whatever's behind door number, whatever we're on right now, I'll drop a BRB. That was stressful, that's for certain. Holy shit. I'll drop a BRB while the ad is playing, and then I'll reload all my guns before I go into that next room, because I know whoever's going to be behind that door is not going to be friendly, is it? Well, fix the pots. Stick that there. Pot. And there. We should be good to go. Cool. I'm going to let the BRB screen play. And I'll be back in just a moment. Be right back. Be right back. Something IR something. Probably an E in there actually. Chloe became a good person. Legitimately speaking, if she became a good person and the university liked from now on, I would have to delete so many scheduled posts.
Gold gave an apology for the behavior that he displayed as of late, but it's only in direct response.
I think it literally would be career ending for me.
Murders like this that embolden white supremacist thinking. This rhetoric has real-world effects and actually compromise the safety of black and brown people, robbing people of their humanity to justify the heinous acts that will befall them, whether that's actively or passively.
Shit. So no, that clip viewer isn't exactly perfect because it doesn't play every single clip. Sometimes it's just a black screen, which isn't exactly what I want, is it now? I might need to look into trying a different one. Or just sticking with my current Be Right Back screen, who knows. Change this scene. I'm going to use the Grandmaster now and see what that gets me. Oh shit, I've run out of batteries on my fucking flashlight. And I don't have anything else I can use. Okay. I'm gonna have to be careful. Ooh, what's happening here? I might just need to run past these guys. I might actually have to skip the fight. This is the first time I've run away from a combat encounter. Right, can I do the same here? Let's switch up to the Grandmaster and see what happens. Do I need to do something for you? Has it died again? Hang on. What's going on? What's going on here? I think it's my router that's having issues today. I'm very sorry for any technical difficulties that are happening during the stream. I think it might be my router's like doing an update or something, and it keeps sort of switching itself off and on, which is less than ideal. Do I need to grab the light back from Thomas Zane? Let me switch back to clip of the lost film. Give me that back. Hey, let me go, dude. Leave me alone. I can do this. We have a little safe place to retreat back to. Try New York's finest. See what that gets me. Oh, hang on. This is new.
The cops had gotten their 15 minutes of fame with the cult, and it had been a scream. They were the murder victims.
Oh.
I had to find a way into the projection booth somehow.
Is that where I use Grandmaster? I can't use that whilst I'm here, can I? I'm going to go out. From here, I can change this to Grandmaster. There we go. That gets rid of that door. The problem. Unless if I take the light out of this. Nope, still no door. Okay. Well, hang on. Open this. Is there anything good in here for me? I mean, I'll take it. I'll complain about I was taking it, but I'll take it. Why don't you use the light on that door? I think these are just annoyed. I'm constantly running in front of everyone with a flashlight. I'm clearly disrupting the movie theater, right? Oh! I can go through the door.
I found myself in a maze of film equipment. There had to be a way to the projection booth from here.
I'm very sorry the ad is playing again, but if you answer the question right, you will get a medal for it at least.
I'm here, you son of a bitch. Show yourself. The Grand Master my ass. You're a clown in a mask.
Congratulations on being first, but I don't think Iroh's going to give anyone a medal for that, unfortunately. Tono somehow managed to get one, but I think it plays favorites with him.
I was back where I started. A loop within a loop. I had to keep going.
I'm here, you son of a bitch. Show yourself. Who was that? Who said that? The Grand Master my ass. You're a clown in a mask. I'm not the one wearing...
The Casey in the story was losing it. I wasn't far behind.
Oh, this door's locked. Okay.
I was back at the beginning again. I had to keep going. Find a way to the murder site.
There he is. I see him.
Who was that? Who said that?
Oh, he's gone. Okay, hang on. I'll go back there. Can I see him again? Through here. No, he is. Okay. Oh, hang on. Is that him over there now?
I'm not the one wearing a mask here, you moron. Why don't you come here and say that to my face, buddy? Then we'll see who's the moron.
In here I can take? Nope. Okay. We got a TV. I would have known that. I don't know much about Greece's history. Or politics in that general. Actually, I just know about Greek mythology, and that's it.
I was back at the beginning again. I had to keep going.
I'm here, you
Find a way
son of
to the
a-
murder site.
Show yourself!
There he is.
Who's there? Look, you got the wrong guy. I'm not Alex Casey. I only play him in the movies. He's just a fictional character.
What's going on here?
You don't have to kill me.
Has it gone again?
Go get that knife and stab me. You can just give up and go back. Forget about the ritual sacrifice to
I like how exposition heavy this guy is. I'm a big fan of his sniveling.
No. Don't.
I don't know what I'll do. I'll turn ads off for a second, just so they won't keep playing whenever it restarts.
Where it is. In the back. And go.
A knife in the back? Everything about this was absurd. Our dialogue forced and ridiculous. In desperate need of
I
another.
like how they made bad writing part of the plot.
See where it took me.
Part of the character.
Let's forget about the knife. Don't go
Knife.
for the knife. There is no knife.
Congratulations, Kona, being first again. You're the third person to be first today. Oh, I need the knife. Where is it? Just told me where it was, but I wasn't paying attention because I was trying to sort out connection issues. I miss when movies on big ass fucking film reels like this. Like, if I grew up during the 70s or 80s or whatever, I totally would have fucking had a projector in my own home and collected movie reels like this. Just because I love physical media so much. What? Oh, there it is. Is that the knife I'm after?
Oh no. Oh no, you don't. You'll be sorry.
What the
Oh, he's gone.
I was getting close.
Oh, we got an echo here. Okay, let me line these up and see what happened.
Welcome, Alex Casey. You've done well. You've played your role perfectly.
Everything out of your mouth is a damn lie. The only place any of this makes any sense is in your psychotic brain.
As a fictional character in a story, you've fulfilled your purpose. You brought the writer of the story here. You can go now, Casey.
No, I'm not going anywhere before I get some answers. How was I in that movie? Why does all this feel so familiar? What? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck am I?
He's losing it.
Welcome to you, Alan Wake.
What the hell?
This is the ritual to lead you on. We're just one step away from your final destination, Mr. Wake. But first, here's an unanswered mystery for you. If Casey was fictional, and you assumed his role as a detective, are you now fictional too? Whose story?
Valid question.
Mr. Wake.
The visions are getting under my skin, coming too close for comfort. Not a separate layer, but mingling with my own reality in the dark place. Wait. Dead end. This can't be right. Did I miss something? The murder site.
Oh, there we go. New York's finest.
The mask was the key. This is how I could help her.
Saga Anderson, listen. I've been tricked. Scratch wrote returned. I tried to fix the story, but he stopped me before I reached the end. He has it now. It's the key to escape.
What do you mean, escape? Wait, Scratch.
I need to stop him. I need to stop him before he gets out. He's after Alice. I'm still trapped, but I'm making progress. I wrote you in to be the story's hero. Scratch made a horror story. I need to match the genre. It has to be dark, but the hero can break through, save her family, save us all.
Save her family? Are you talking about my family?
Yes. Whatever you're doing, it's working. You just need to keep going.
We have family in the horror story.
I was closer now. Closer than ever before. But there was no time to lose. Everything was hanging in the balance. I could still lose it all. Parliament Tower. I had to make it work this time. I could
Going back to the apartment, I think.
get the manuscript, fix its ending.
It's really fucking good, especially when you're only getting, like, the story in this game is great, because, like, at the moment, we're only seeing one side of the story. There's two halves of it, Alan and Saga's story. I'm going to do all of them in one go. You can freely switch between them whenever you want at a save point, but I decided to do all of Alan's first, and then do all of Saga's, because it's really interesting to look at it from that perspective. Because once you know what the twist in Alan's story is, as I go through Saga's story, you'll know which direction the story is going to be going in. I think it makes the experience of her story part a lot better when you know what's going to happen and what order the events take place in. The first time I played, I did them both sort of simultaneously. Like, I did one chapter of Alan and one chapter of Saga and so on. And while it works, it works regardless of which order you do it in. I think I prefer it when you do all of Alan's story first.
I was traveling deeper into the dark place. The poem on the wall was growing at the same pace, dogging my footsteps, like my unwanted shadow moving in the corner of my eye. It wasn't my writing. I didn't know what it was. A terrible prophecy, a curse, looming over me.
A pale balloon in the sky, float and sink deeper. Night springs when bright falls, for the sleeper. The surface is disturbed, the reflection now a traitor. In the cavity of the skull, turned to a crater. This is the ritual to lead you on. Your friends will meet him when you are gone. Foreshadowing. Oh, hang on. Are there any items here? No, I've already picked that one clean. A lot of coffee mugs, though. I'll hold on to this in case I need it. Get to Parliament Tower. Hopefully I won't be attacked on my way there. So one of the most interesting things about this game, right, is the fact that they have the entirety of a short film just in the game. Like that film, Nightless Night, they actually made it. And you can just watch it. Which is exactly what I'm going to do. In fact, let me go grab some snacks. There we go. I like that Artie is the one that did the music for it as well. I unfortunately don't have a bag of popcorn ready. Although I might go see Nosferatu in the cinemas. When if I do, I'll bring back some spare popcorn and have it ready for the next time I sit down and watch a long cutscene. This is just a big rice cracker. This is the kind of BS you'd expect from Hideo Kojima, putting an entire movie inside a video game.
Onko täällä ketään? Ahti.
Oh, they did the whole thing in Finnish as well.
Sanovat, se joka varjoon tyytyy, valon ihmeestä paitsi jää.
I want to clear my desk while I'm watching this.
Minulla oli sinua ikävä.
Olit Veikon kanssa. Siksi lähdin.
Hän on poissa. Ollut jo kauan.
If you're ever going to watch a movie, don't do it in a nightmare realm. The distortion around the edges can sometimes be quite distracting.
Mutta vasta tämän yön jälkeen.
The song RT sings as well is a song that you usually hear in the safe rooms, I think. Would it distort us if I turn my flashlight on? I turned it off thinking, it has no effect. I thought it'd be distracting.
Armo, rakkasveli, anna armo, mä kuolen! Ai saatana.
Kato. Tuhlaajapojan paluu. Ja häntä koipien välissä.
Is it because I'm standing somewhere where it's causing this distortion? It is. I'm standing inside of a fucking shadow, that's why.
Paluusta ovat ennenaikaisia. Tulin vain käymään. Nyt kun muistan millaista tämä touhu täällä on, en viivy kauaa. Missäs veljesi luuraa?
Pisti hengiltä. Rupes käymään aivoon se ainainen länkytys. Uhrilla ja mestarilla. Mutta ei se paskaveli kelvannut edes siihen. Sä olit mestarin valittu. Vaikka mä koskaan ymmärtänyt, että miksi. Päiviltä pitäis sinutkin pistää. Mitä on? Nyt tuli tupen rapinat, poika. Leikataan parta! Leikataan pojalta parta!
Miksi palasit? Kun kerran lähdit?
En aikonut. Mutta nyt löydän itseni täältä. Nyt on kai kirottu. Kirjoitettu sadistisen kirjailijan tarina. Kierrän kehää.
I love how meta this is.
Maa on syklinen laulu. Miten siellä valtion kontrollivirastossa menee?
Väärä virasto. En ole siellä töissä. Sitä paitsi sain potkut. Ei olisi tarvetta talonmiehen apulaiselle.
Ei ole. Tämän tilan isäntä katosi yön selkää vuosia sitten. Sen jälkeen kun sinä lähdit. Merkit on ilmassa, että multakin loppuu hommat pian. Siksi kyselen virastosta. Ehkä saan sieltä töitä.
I use Restream to stream on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I usually multi-stream whenever I am streaming.
Malja.
Mille juomme?
Yöttömälle yölle. Tämä riitti vie sinut tuon puoleiseen.
The amount of effort they went into for these live action sections as well. To make it blend so seamlessly. Genuinely, I'm always impressed, no matter how many times I've seen it. Like, they recreated the sets from the short films and stuff and the live action scenes in the game, like, 1-to-1, and it looks so good.
Sanotaan, että Aleen kurkotti liian pitkälle yön syövereihin. Eikä löytänyt sieltä enää pois.
But they got Alan Wake's actor playing both Alan Wake and Thomas Zane, but for Thomas Zane, he shaved his beard and stuff off. So they had to record the whole thing, start to finish, with all the scenes with Alan, and then redo it again, but have him play Tom Zane opposite of himself afterwards. And the amount of planning and stuff you'd need to do for something like that. Insane. They put a ton of effort in, but it shows, and they got a really fucking good game out of it in the end. Like, even if this isn't your type of game to play, you gotta respect the amount of, like, genuine effort they put into this game that no other studio really would have the time or money to do. Like, no AAA studio would agree to spending this much time and money on things that could be completely skipped. I could have walked out of this theatre and not see any of this. Hey, that's the opening scene of the game. Although it wasn't Alex Casey being sacrificed for the cult. This was the murder we were investigating earlier with Saga Anderson, but it was Nightingale, the FBI agent, not Alex Casey. Pretty fucking gruesome as well.
Tämä riitti vie sinut tuon puoleiseen.
Hän palaa. Ja sinut lukitaan huoneeseen.
Alussa oli sana.
Yeah, Alan Wake kind of ripped. He's in surprisingly good shape for a writer. Most of them don't have abs like that. That's a good question. Is it Scratch or is it Alan Wake? Because they both look the same.
En kierrä kehää. Tämä on spiraali.
That scene was the ending of the game when you complete it for the first time. It's Alan Wake is in that room and he realizes that he's not just trapped in a loop, it's a spiral because it changes slightly every single loop. Make sure I've checked every single nook and cranny. It looks like I have. I've been very thorough with this place. Now, how the hell do I get out of here? Maybe is it this way? Not this one. I need to change this room, don't I? Or is it this way? No, it's this way. Okay. I got confused for a second. I forgot how movie theaters worked. I need to change this room, though, to escape, don't I? Unless I'm allowed to just walk out.
There wasn't enough alcohol in this city to drown the memories of this nightmare, but I'd damn well try. This case would never be closed. I had more questions now than at the start. The irony of being trapped in a postmodern detective story. I felt watched. The eyes of some unseen audience.
He's talking about us. We're watching him.
Hidden camera and tell them to fuck off. But I didn't know where to look to break the fourth wall. There would always be another case for Casey. A million stories in this dark city. The night opened up to welcome me. I walked into her arms. Roll credits.
Change this back to how it should be. Let me get rid of the Grandmaster. Let me straight up go back to the vanilla version of this, so I can finally leave. Alright, which way are we going? Parliament Tower. We need to go back the way we came. Got graffiti here saying scratch. Not this way. What am I doing? There's a save spot here I can use though. Excuse me, lads. I'm just here to save my game. I'm not here to bother any of you. Oh no, this is actually the way back. Fuck it. Go all the way back. Just sprint through this. Parliament Tower is where I'm after. I'm just gonna ignore all these people. I know they're gonna try and jump me. At some point I see someone's trying to jump me. If I don't look at them, if I don't acknowledge them, then they're not there, right? They don't exist. Ignorance is bliss, right? Hopefully. Let me save my game real quick. There's a light here I can go under. And they can't get me while I'm under the lights because they can't see the light. Safe spot over there. Right, let's make our way to Parliament Tower. That must be a really fucking expensive place to own an apartment because the elevator opens up to the entire floor.
I sensed it wasn't Zane this time.
Oh, who could it be? Where's the phone? There it is, I hear it. I hear ya, I hear ya.
Hello?
Hello?
It wasn't Zane. It wasn't Scratch either. Huh? You're me? Me? I don't understand. There's a lot I don't understand.
The dark place operates in loops. Time is a story. I'm calling you from a different point in that story.
From the future? I'm never getting out of here, am I?
Yes, you will. And no, you won't. And that is by your own choice.
What does that mean?
I'm sorry for what you'll have to go through. You need to go back to the talk show studio basement. Get Alice's photos from a shoebox there. Before you can go to Parliament Tower, you must put the photos into the shoebox at her statue at the plaza. To help you, to help Alice, to help Saga Anderson.
I'm my own Deus Ex Machina? Really?
At least he's self-aware. Alright, back to the talk show. How do I even get there? Because I always got in...
One for each draft.
I mean, it's in Parliament Tower, okay, that's fine. Because I always end up being just appearing in the talk show. So I had no idea how to actually get there.
I had to get I'd bring the photos to the shoebox by the statue.
Apparently, I can get into the talk show by going to Parliament Tower still, so let's just carry on doing what I was planning on doing.
It's closed.
Oh.
No. The building was condemned. Closed up. Something was wrong. Something was missing. I had to get inside.
How are we doing this, Alan? What are we doing? This is where I need to go? Because it looks like it. Can I get in? Oh, this is locked too, okay. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. It's New York. I'm pretty sure everyone has very good reason to lock all of the doors. Oh, what's this? Here we go. This might be what I need. Get into the basement. Okay. Have a look. How do I get down here? The exit. Go down there. Don't want to leave this place just yet. I think I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Let me go back up. I go this way. Oh, okay. And it is something I need to do here then. Pretty sure if I switch the light here, it takes me back outside, doesn't it? TV is basically how I exit. They won't let me go back in. This just takes me back up to the surface. So it's not this way, is it? It's gotta be this way. Let me see if I can figure this out. Wait, have I? No, I have been this way. Leads me to that door I can't open. Locked, okay. Can I do anything here? Oh, I can. Can do something here. Okay, I can switch this around. What does that do here? Oh, there we go. Alan, wet sock time. Get used to it. Okay, we're making progress. It's not where the shoebox was supposed to be. There it is.
The photos. I recognize the style. One showed the clicker sinking into darkness. The other showed a light in the shape of a bullet. I need to get them to the plaza.
I'm very thankful this very short. I was about to say, I'm very thankful this very short section of not having any enemies for me to worry about. But clearly, I spoke too soon.
Wake. Alan, wake. Wake.
I think we can leave now. Not this way. It's this way. No?
I have the
Back to
photos.
Parliament Tower. Let's go.
I needed to put them into the shoebox by the statue.
Is this phone going to start ringing again? Someone's trying to attack me. So, what the fuck? Shit, I don't have any batteries. I don't have any light. There's not much I can do about this. Okay, I'm gonna have to run. I wanted to fight them. My heart was in the fight, but unfortunately I don't have the means to fight. I just have to sprint to the next cutscene. I jinxed it. I am my own worst enemy. I think that's where Alan's story gets up to. And you can't progress further until you've gotten Saga up to the same point now. So it's sort of forcing you to switch so you can get both characters to the very end at the same time. And now we back to FBI agent Saga Anderson, whose mission right now is to track down the clicker. Now the curious thing is, Alan Wake is right there.
You wrote these pages in the dark place. So why are we finding them here?
I think I wrote them up.
Alan Wake got out of the dark place, apparently.
Pages. When this happened before, the pages were being sent from the dark place to help me. Maybe the same thing is happening here.
That's all for now, Mr. Wake.
You see what I mean? That the story has a different sort of take to it when you know what's happened in one story. So we know Alan Wake is currently trapped in the dark place, but somehow he's also right here, right now. Right? Yeah, wait a second.
Understands the
We know where Alan is, so who the fuck is this?
No, that's not.
We've just been playing as him.
You're a civilian, and we don't do ride-alongs. And if Scratch...
Curious, isn't it?
Then so is the cult. We don't know who we can trust here.
Damn it, you are making a mistake.
Mm-hmm. I'll be sure to add that to the list.
Anyway, what I'll do, I'll drop a save here and I'll wrap it up for now, and I'll continue with Saga Story next time I stream. Most likely it'll be on Monday. So I'll continue with the story, and then we can see what the fuck any of this actually means. Quit out of this. In fact, before I do, let me just make sure a few things. I think... for some reason it doesn't save my setting, I keep setting that one back up, but fuck it. I'll continue this on Monday, most likely. Let's chat. I'll also set up my Be Right Back stream properly so it works with the whole, like, clips thing that I want to have working properly, because it would be a much cooler way of doing things. But I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. I'm always really happy to have you guys here, of course, as always. I hope to see you again on Monday whenever I do go live. For now, I'm going to send you, if I can find anyone. Have a look. I mean, it's pretty late right now. Okay, I'm just gonna go to bed, I think, and I'll do the same to you guys. I'm gonna say you guys should just go to bed now. You've done it. You've completed Twitch. No more raids. No more streams to watch. I could send you to Kayane. Actually, she's currently playing Tekken. The esports player I was talking about earlier. I just know she's currently streaming. She is French, of course, so her streams are in French. But I think for Buggy that won't be a problem. I might, let me see if I can raid that into her. I've only got a few of you here anyway. I might as well send you to her. I was literally hyping her up earlier, so I might as well send you to Kayane. Okay, I'll send you to her. I hope you enjoy watching her. She's playing some Tekken 8. If you want to copy and paste the raid message, I'd really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy watching Kayane play some Tekken. I'm going to go to bed once I've just said the raid message, once I've copied it myself, actually. Copy paste. I hope you enjoy watching her. If you don't enjoy watching her, that means you are a sexist pig, I guess. You're not a feminist if you don't enjoy watching a girl gamer be good at the fighting game that she's currently playing. To be fair, she's a fucking good gamer. So you're probably going to be really impressed by whatever she's doing. Anyway, I'm going to stop yapping now. I'm going to send you to her. I hope you enjoy watching the stream. I'll see you guys later. Sayonara.